Okay, good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. ಸರ್ ಇದು ಸಂಡೇ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ.
ಸಂಡೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ನಾನು.
ಹಾ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ.
Once you see my screen, please let me know. Who are all joined? I think screen is visible now.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Chayanagoda, Chetna, Deepika, Deepti. Deepti, I think you have joining after a long time, I believe. Likit, Nagendra, Numan, Sanat, Vanishri, this one, Siddharth, Sumalata. Vanish, have you logged in twice into system?
ಸರ್ ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಸೊ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೇನ್ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ 5 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಂದ.
ಇದು
ಸೊ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ ಒಂದ್ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಡಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಎರಡೆರಡು ಲಾಗಿನ್
ನಾವ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡ್ದಾಗ ಆಗಿದೆ
ನಂಗೆ ನೋಡಿ ಮೈ ನಡುಕ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಜೋಕ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್
ಇನ್ನು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಸರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ.
ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಿಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆ, shall we start? Yesterday I gave a little overview. Now we are going to start the topic. Okay. Before that, yesterday whatever I have discussed, can anyone tell me about the ITC? Is Chetna there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. And Yash, I did not see Yash. Is he there? I did not see Yash. Okay. He is not there. Okay. Yesterday I saw whenever you input any goods or receive any service, when you pass the journal entry, you pass the journal entry by splitting the base value and the tax. That is the actual accounting happens in that way. Okay. Whatever you receive, goods or service, the base value is the main service component, and on which you pay the tax, GST. That will be the input component, tax component. Okay. When you make the sales, means supply, you will bifurcate the same way. Whatever the base value will be of the goods, you will credit to sales account, and whatever will be the tax component, you will credit this tax component also, and the total you will debit to the customers. You will receive the same thing from the customers on receipt, or even if you do not receive the amount, you will have to make the payment of the tax, whatever you have accounted on the supply which you made within the specified time limit to the government. Okay. Now I'm just concentrating only on the making the payment on the specified date. I'm not going to discuss anything if default happens in the making the payment, what is the consequences. That we will learn as we proceed further with the topics. Okay. Now, what are the conditions? I mean to say eligibility and conditions to avail or taking the credit of the input tax. Conditions, there should be a condition. Okay. There are 4 conditions we need to satisfy. 4 conditions we need to satisfy. It has to be satisfied cumulatively. Cumulatively means all 4 should be satisfied. not one. Okay. Who is eligible to take the credit? The person who is a registered person is eligible to take the whatever the tax he has paid on the input. What is meant by input? Input could be the receipt of goods or receipt of services. That is input. Okay. Who is eligible? A registered person. Okay. Once the registered person who has become the eligible, what are all the conditions he need to satisfy to take the credit? Okay. See, these two are very different one. Who is eligible? Eligible will be the registered person will be eligible. On what basis he can take the credit? That he has to satisfy the condition. Okay. There are 4 conditions. What are those 4 conditions? We will say D or D. D means there should be a valid document. On that valid document basis, the registered person can take the credit of the input tax. Then what is meant by valid document? For simple reason, we just keep it simple. Invoice. Invoice is the valid document. Invoice means when you have purchased anything, the supplier will give a bill, tax invoice. On that basis, he can take the credit. Whatever the tax it has mentioned on the invoice, you can take that tax as a credit. Okay. This is the first condition. Without invoice, you cannot take the credit. Second one, he should have received the goods. Until and unless you receive the goods, you cannot take the credit. Though you have the invoice, if you haven't received the goods, you are not eligible to take the credit. Okay. Third one, payment should have been made. Which payment? Payment of the value of goods or services along with the tax. You have made the payment to the supplier. See, payment can happen depending on the terms, 30 days, 60 days, like that. But payment should be made. Okay, I will come back to this. There is an exception to this rule, this condition. I will come back to this. Payment should have been made. And another one is return should have been filed. Who has filed the return? The supplier has filed the return. Which return? GST return. For that particular month, he should have filed. Filed means it has been uploaded in the portal and the payment of tax has been made. Okay. Whenever I say return, you always keep this in mind. It will be the 3B, GSTR 3B. Okay, GSTR 1 is not the return. GSTR 3B is the return. Okay. This return, every month, 20th, he has to make the return and make the payment to the government. Whether he has received the money or not, he should make the payment of whatever the output liability arises to him for the previous month. He should have made the payment. Okay. Tell me, how many conditions are there?
Four.
What are those?
The valid document should be
Valid document invoice.
For our understanding, I am just keeping invoice is the valid document.
Valid
Bill of customs bill is also the another document. Debit note, credit note is also another document. Okay, I'm not going to talk about all those things. Just keep it as invoice,
Valid document.
valid document. Second
You have
one,
received the goods.
he has received the goods. He should have received the goods in his factory.
Yes.
Until and unless he receives the goods, even though he has the valid document, he is not eligible to claim the input tax credit. Third one,
Payment should have been made.
payment should have been made to the supplier.
Hmm.
Fourth one, the supplier has made the
Then
return.
it should have been filed.
He has been filed the return with the government. Until and unless all these four conditions are cumulatively satisfied, you are not eligible to claim the, or you are not eligible to take the input tax credit. Okay. The short form is DRP.
DRP.
D means document, R means return and receipt, P means payment. Okay, DRP. If you are from the computer background, DRP means disaster recovery planning.
Disaster recovery plan.
Okay, if you are from the system background, okay, they may be knowing. Yeah. Now we will see the text conditions. Notwithstanding anything contained in this section, no registered person shall be entitled to the credit of any input tax in respect of any supply of goods or services or both to him. To him means you. Okay, you are the customer now. Unless first one, A, possession of the tax invoice, this is D, or debit note or other document, that is D. In our example, in our explanation, DRP means D. D means valid document. Okay, valid document, they have mentioned all these things are the valid document. These are all the valid document. They will not ask you what are the valid documents. They will ask you the condition. In the examination, they will give the conditions. Which one has to be satisfied for taking the credit? They will ask. You have to see all these four conditions are there. If yes, you have to say all of the above. Like that they will give. Okay. This is first one. A is valid document. B, receipt of goods or services or both. In our case, or receipt of goods or services. You should have received the goods, or you should have received the services, or you should have received both the goods and services. Unless you receive these things, you are not eligible to claim the ITC. There are certain exceptions, I will tell you. As of now, just stick to what is written. Receipt of goods. Okay. B. C. Tax must have been actually paid to the government. That is P. P is payment. Of what? Payment of amount. Vice in turn, the supplier will make the payment to the payment of the tax to the government. That is tax payment. D. Furnishing of return, or all these four conditions should be satisfied. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now I will come to the exceptions. Now I will come to the exception. What is the exception? Received the goods and payment. Payment, these two. Okay. For this exception, I'm just copying once again. what happens if you do not receive the goods? Are there any workaround? Okay. Assume that you are in Karnataka, Bangalore. You have purchased the goods from Delhi. I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I told in place of supply or in the time of supply, triangle. Okay. You are in Bangalore. I'll just write Bangalore. Delhi is the supplier. Supplier is in Delhi. Job work is in AP, Andhra Pradesh. Okay. What happens? You will purchase the goods from Delhi. Your factory is in Bangalore. On transit or before the movement happens, you will tell to the supplier of Delhi, please send the goods to the job worker in AP. Send the invoice to me. You send the invoice to me. That is, bill to is Bangalore, ship to is Andhra. Are you guys understanding what I meant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this case, he has not received the goods here. Who is receiving the goods in your behalf?
In Andhra
On your
Pradesh.
behalf, the job worker in Andhra Pradesh is receiving the
Number
goods.
9, Andhra Pradesh is receiving the goods.
AP, job worker is in Andhra Pradesh is receiving the goods from the supplier of the Delhi, but you are not receiving the goods. On receipt of goods by job worker, you can take the credit. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Once he receives the goods, you can take the credit. This is the exception to this received the goods. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. ಯಾರದು? I think Deepthi maybe. Okay. Second exception to this. Payment should have been made to the supplier. If you do not make the payment to the supplier, within 180 days from the date of invoice, if you do not make the payment of the tax and the value of the goods to the supplier within 180 days from the date of invoice, whatever the credit you have taken here on satisfying this, the payment I told you, no, payment may be depending on the payment terms. Okay. On satisfying these things, you would have taken the credit, but you failed to make the payment to the supplier within 180 days from the date of invoice. Then on 181st day, whatever the input you have taken here, you should reverse that. Reverse that means you should add to your output liability. That means it will be treated as you have made the sales. Whatever the input you have taken, you have to reverse that. That means you have to add to your outward. Where it is here, you have to add in this way. Where here you have to add whatever the input you have taken. If you have not made the payment of this 6,000, you should add 6,000 here as your outward liability. Understood?
Yes, sir.
These exceptions will come in the exam. Okay. Now we will see. Failure to make the tax failure to pay the tax within the stipulated time. Provided further that where a recipient fails to pay, recipient means you. Recipient means who is the recipient of goods or services. Okay, fails to pay to the supplier of goods or services or both, the amount towards the value of supply along with the tax within a period of 180 days from the date of invoice. Okay, an amount equal to ITC, whatever you have claimed as input tax credit, shall be added. They have used the word shall. What is meant by should? The difference between should and shall?
Should is mandatory.
Should is mandatory or shall is mandatory? Shall is mandatory. Okay, shall is mandatory. That means you have to add the whatever the input tax credit taken. Availed means taken. You should add to your output liability. Output liability. Simply adding is enough? No. You have to pay interest at 18% per annum. That means if you have made the default for not paying within 180 days, 6-month interest. That means you have paid on the 181st day, assume. 181st day you have paid the amount, not within 180 days. That means whatever the input tax credit will be there, assume 10,000 is your ITC. On the 10,000, you will have to make the payment of interest at 18% per annum. That means 9% for half year you have to make the payment of interest along with the tax. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Once you make the payment on 181st day, you can re-avail the same credit again. Understood? Provided also that the recipient shall be entitled to avail the credit of input tax on payment. After 180 days, you make the payment of the tax and value to the supplier. You can re-avail the whatever the input tax credit you have reversed. That's what they have told. Okay. Are you guys understanding?
Yes, sir.
ಸರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ 180 ಡೇಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅವೈಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್?
ಈ 180 ಡೇಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲಿಂದ ನೀವು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್? ಸಪ್ಲೈಯರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. ಸಪ್ಲೈಯರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಸಪ್ಲೈಯರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ಫುಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ತಿರುಗಿ ಅವೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಅದೇ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
ಓಕೆ.
ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆ? ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ 180 ಡೇಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ನೀವು ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸು ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಟು ಸೇ you are the recipient of the goods. Okay, recipient of the goods or services. That goods or services are liable to be charged under reverse charge. Reverse charge andre ಏನು? What is the concept of reverse charge?
Recipient will pay the
Recipient will make the payment. Okay. When you have to make the payment to the government, the tax, even if you do not make the payment to him, you should make the payment of tax to the government in the next month. In that case, 180 days concept will not apply on the reverse charge mechanism. Okay. Second one, deemed supplies without consideration. Where we have studied this one? Without consideration. We have seen four items we have seen, no? Even without consideration. It will be deemed as supply.
Deemed as supply.
Have you guys forgotten or remember?
Employee-employer relation. Yes.
Deemed supply ಯಾವಾಗ 4 conditions. Permanent transfer or disposal of business assets on which ITC has been taken. Supply between employee will also come. Supply between principal to agent or vice versa without consideration. Import of services from related party. Have you guys seen
Yes, sir.
Schedule 1? This one. 1, 2, 3, 4. PTDOBA. Permanent transfer without consideration. In this case, when you are not going to make the payment, that is without consideration you are receiving, how will you make the payment? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. On this, this is an exception. Okay. Normally, these two they will ask in the examination. Okay. This is what this is the payment. Okay. Next, receipt of the goods. There is another one here. If you have received the goods in lots, you are receiving the goods in lots. Lots means in different installments you are receiving the goods. On receipt of the last lot, you have to take the credit of the entire shipment. That means in April you will receive one lot, in June you will receive another lot, in December you will receive another lot. You have to take the credit on the last receipt of the December lot. You have to take the credit of all these three in the month of December, not on April, June, December like that. Understood? ಇದನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ. ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ಸಿ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಯು.
ಸರ್ ದೆನ್ ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದು
ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಾವು ಓದಿರೋದು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ. ನಾ ಈಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ರಿಸಿಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ.
ಓಕೆ 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 ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಬಿಲ್ ಟು ಶಿಪ್ ಟು ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್. ಇದು ಬಿಲ್ ಟು ಶಿಪ್ ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಈ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್,
ಓಕೆ,
ರಿಸಿಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಲಾಟ್ದು, ಅದು ಲಾಟ್ದು ನಾ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ತಾಳಿ.
ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಅದು ವಿತೌಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಇದೆ ಅದು. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಯು, ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ here you see we have to satisfy all these 4 conditions. Okay, assume that you have satisfied all these 4 conditions except there is a invoice is missing. I mean to say all 3 conditions you have satisfied except the invoice is missing. The maximum time limit within which you can take the credit will be 1 year from the date of invoice. 1 year from the date of invoice, you have to take the credit. Assume that your date of invoice invoice is, date of invoice is 29th October 2022. Okay. First, before this explaining, I will go to the text, because when I read the text, it becomes easy for you to relate. Okay. Give me 2 minutes. First, I will read the text. Due date to claim ITC. There are two things you need to compare here. Okay. A registered person shall not be entitled. Shall not be entitled means he is not eligible to take the input tax credit in respect of any invoice or debit note for the supply of goods or services, or both, after. That means on expiry of these two, you are not eligible. What are those? First thing, the due date of furnishing return of income under section, due date of furnishing return under section 39 for the month of September following the end of the financial year to which such invoice or invoice relating to such debit note pertains, or due date of filing the relevant annual return. One second, this is the exceptions to that. Okay, assume that your date of invoice is 29th October 2022. Okay, you have received the input on which you have made the GST of, GST is 24,000. Assume you have the GST of 24,000. You have forgotten to take the credit on this date itself. Then within which time I can take the credit of this 24,000? For that, there are two things you need to compare. Within which you have to take the credit. After the expiry of any of these two, whichever is earlier date expires, you are not eligible to take the credit of this input on this date, whatever you make the purchases. That's what they are telling. What are those dates? One is September month return due date. That is 20th October 23. September month. For this I am telling you, for the September month due date, the return due date, I said when I say return, it will always be 3B. 3B due date is 20th of next month. 20th of next month. That means for the month of October, the due date to make the payment will be 20th of November. For September, it will be 20th of October. Like that. For this month, next month 20th, you have to make the payment. Okay. September month's return due date, that is October 20th, or I'm telling or means what? This one, or due date of filing annual return for the year. Due date of filing annual return for the year, for the annual return 22-23, for the previous year 21-22, sorry 22-23 only, because our previous year is 22-23. For this year, the due date of filing annual return will be 31st December 23. Of these two dates, not the due date, it's the actual date. Actual or due date. Actual or due date of return filing of annual return for the previous year 22-23. That means any previous year's annual return you have to file within or on 31st December of the next year. Okay, this date or this date, whichever is earlier, within that you have to claim the ITC relating to the previous year. Not understood? Let me explain. Okay, I will take 2 examples. You will get to know easily. See, I will take this example only. My date of invoice. Date of invoice is 29th October 22. What is my previous year? 29th 20. What is my previous year? If my date of invoice is 29th October 22.
29th October the 21, sir.
Come back.
21,
21-22 or 22-23?
21,
21-22.
The 21, 22.
Previous year ನೀವು ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮೈ ಡೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಟುಡೇ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್?
The 29 October the 21.
22,
Today you have purchased the invoice. Today you have purchased the goods. My previous year will be 22-23.
ಸರ್ ಅದು
ಇವತ್ತು ನೀವು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತಾನೆ.
ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ಹೆಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಅದು?
ಯಾವ ವರ್ಷ ಇರ್ತೀರೋ ಅದೇ ನಮ್ದು ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಓಕೆ. GST ಮಾತ್ರ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇರೋದು. Previous year is a period of 12 months starting from 1st April or the first day of the starting of the business ending on the 31st March of next year.
ಸರ್ ಅದು ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್?
Assessment year will be the 1st April of the next year to the 31st March of the next to next year. That is assessment year. ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ಇಸ್ 21-22 ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೌ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ 22-23. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಈ ಡೇಟಲ್ಲಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಯು ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡೇಟ್. ಟುಡೇ ಯು ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಮೈ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ 22-23. ಓಕೆ,
ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್. ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದೇ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್.
ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ, ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬದಲು.
ರೈಟ್.
ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ನಮ್ದು 22-23. You have purchased the goods to some value on which you have paid the GST of 24,000. 12,000 SGST, 12,000 CGST ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ IGST 24,000 ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. I am not bothered about what is the type of tax. I am only concerned with whether it is an input tax. Yes, 24,000 is my input tax. Okay, I am taking the 2 situation. First situation, either have forgotten to take the credit on this day. I mean, I have complied all the conditions, I satisfied all these things, but I have forgotten to take the input tax credit on this date. Today I have, while doing the accounting, very intelligent accountant forgotten to take the credit. Then will the credit lapses? The question comes. Credit will not lapse until you satisfy any of these 2 situations. Within that you can take the credit. Okay, my September 23rd, September 2023 due date of filing 3B is 20th October 23. this within this date, or for the previous year 22-23 annual written here only. I thought of copying. Annual filing return for the year 22-23 is 31st December 23. Okay. Which is the earlier event of these two?
First one.
First one, that is 20th October. You have to take the ITC on or before 20th October 23. You can take this credit. Okay. This is the first situation. Second situation, same thing I will copy. Same thing I will copy.
Whichever is earlier or any
Whichever
of the
is
dates.
earlier. Whichever is earlier. See here.
Okay, sir.
Okay. You will get the question on this. That's why I'm explaining the things. First one, I explained the what is written here. Okay. The same thing I will explain the other situation. Okay. You have made the actual date of filing for the year 22-23 is 26th July. 26th July 2023. You have filed the annual return. Within which date you are eligible to take the credit? ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನದೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೋಬೇಕು?
180 days.
ಅದಲ್ಲ,
26 July.
26th ಜುಲೈ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನೀವು ಈ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ನ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ವೈ? Whichever is earlier of these two events. Actual date of filing of return or 20th September due date of filing the monthly return. Whichever is earlier, you have to take the credit of whatever the credit you have missed out during the previous year 22-23. Okay.
ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ?
Second option. Why? Because you have filed the return early. Normally, we Indians will not file like that. We will wait till the last minute. That is the nature, Indians' nature. Okay. Somehow, ವಾಣಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ತರ ಹಾನೆಸ್ಟು ಬೇಗನೆ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಚಾವಾಗ್ಬಿಡೋಣ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. 26th ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಈ 26th ಜುಲೈ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಲೈಮ್ ದಿ ITC. 27th ನೀವು ಕ್ಲೈಮ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ಆರ್ ಯು ಗೈಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್?
Yes, sir.
ಈ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೂ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೂ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದು ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಒನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, 180 days ಒಳಗಡೆ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಬಿಲ್ ಟು ಶಿಪ್ ಟು ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಆನ್ ರಿಸಿಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್. ಅವನು ಯಾವಾಗ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾನೆ ಅವಾಗ ಜಾಬ್ ವರ್ಕರ್ ಕೇಸು. ಇದು 3 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಜನರಿಕ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಲೈಮಿಂಗ್ ITC. 4. 5ನೇದು ಇಫ್ ದಿ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾಟ್ ವೆನ್ ದಿ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಆರ್ ರೆಸಿಪಿಯೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಲಿಜಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲೈಮ್ ITC. ಅವಾಗ ಆನ್ ರೆಸಿಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟಿಕ್. 5 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆಯಿತು. 6th ಕ್ವಶನ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಇಫ್ ದ ರೆಸಿಪಿಯೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಯಬಲ್ ಟು ಪೇ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ GST can when he make the default in payment of value to the supplier is ITC becomes ineligible. ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ 180 ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ವೆದರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಡೂ, ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ RCM ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಚಾನ್ಸೇ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಸಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿತ್ ದೀಸ್ 4 ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ 6 to 8 questions. ನಾನು ನೆನ್ನೆ ಹೇಳ್ದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು GST ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮೀ ವೇರ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಆಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಯು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್.
ಸರ್ ಅದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ 26 July 23 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್
ಇದಾ ನೋಡಿ. You have purchased the goods on 29th October. Today you have purchased the goods.
Yes, sir.
Honest employee has forgotten to take the credit.
Okay.
He has missed. Somewhere the invoice has been put under the table, kept under the table or in the drawer. He forgot to take the credit. This is the cost for your credit, means you will have to make the extra payment of this 24,000 while making the tax payment. Why? You could have deducted this 24,000 had he made the accounting correctly. ಈ ಕೇಸು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋಬಹುದಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾಗಿತ್ತು.
ಓಕೆ.
ನಂತರದವ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಷ್ಟನ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬಂತು. ಇಷ್ಟನ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಇಷ್ಟನ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ದುಡ್ಡಲ್ವಾ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಪೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್. ಓಕೆ. then will this credit be lapsed ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. No, provided within this September due date, next year September due date filing though, that is on 20th October or actual date of filing of annual return. In this case, if you have made the filing on 26th July, these 2 dates you need to compare. Within this, whichever is earlier date, you have to claim this ITC.
Okay.
If you wait till 31st December, 31st December or 20th October, obviously 20th October. Normally 20th October. ಒಂಥರ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯರು ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಇದ್ದು ಬೇಗನೆ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Understood? So September is next month, next year
September. ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ next year September. Due date for furnishing the return under section 39 for the month of September following ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, following the end of the financial year. Following the end of the financial year means what? Our financial year is 22-23. After that following September. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. ಎಲ್ಲ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. They can frame many questions on this.
Sir, lots ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
ಲಾಟ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ತಾಳಿ, ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ ಲಾಟ್ ಇದೇನಾದ್ರು ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ. Illustration 1. Okay. See, Mr. A orders for 30,000 tons of goods which are to be delivered by the supplier via 3 lots. ಆಫ್ 10,000 ಈಚ್. ಯಾವ ಲಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್?
ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಟ್.
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಲಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಮಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೇ, ಜೂನ್, ಜುಲೈ. ಯಾವ ಮಂತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ನ? ಜುಲೈಯಲ್ಲಿ. ದಿ ITC is available to Mr. A only after the receipt of the third lot. The reason is simple. One of the condition to avail ITC is the receipt of goods, which is completed only after the last lot is delivered. Last lot ಯಾವಾಗ ಡೆಲಿವರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಜುಲೈ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬರತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಬರಬಹುದು. Who cannot understand Kannada in this group? Numas?
ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
I can understand, sir.
You can understand ಅಲ್ವಾ? ದೀಪ್ತಿ?
Yes, sir.
I can understand, sir, but not completely.
ಈಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಹಾ.
ಸದ್ಯ. ಓಕೆ. ಯಶಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಇದ್ರು. Lavanya, I can understand. China, okay. Are you guys understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, there are many things. Okay. See here.
Excuse me, sir.
Illustrate. Yeah.
Sir, illustration 1 ಗೆ ಡೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ?
Date of invoice ಇಲ್ಲ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಟ್.
ಓಕೆ. ಲಾಟ್ ಬಂದ ಬರ ಲಾಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
ಲಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೋಬೇಕು.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಈ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೇನೆ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್
ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್. ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ
ಸರ್, ಬಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಎವ್ರಿ ಮಂತ್ ನಾವು ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
ಎವ್ರಿ ಮಂತ್ ನೀವು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರಲ್ಲ.
ಬಟ್ ಫೈಲಿಂಗ್ ನಡೆದಿರತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ.
ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಆ ಮಂತ್ ಯಾವ ಮಂತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಫುಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ನೀವು ಆ ಮಂತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀರಾ. ನಿಮ್ದು ಔಟ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರದ್ದು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ ಅದರಿಂದ ಈ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ನ ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀರಾ. ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ದಿ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್.
ಓಕೆ. ಇಫ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ನೆನ್ನೆ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೆನ್ನೆ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ.
ಸಾರಿ ಸರ್,
ಇದನ್ನ ನೆನ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಅದೇನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ
ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಪೇ ಮಾಡೋದು.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಇಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದು ನೀವು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ನೀವು ಔಟ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನೀವು 10,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 4,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್. ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ 6,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದಿ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾವು.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಒನ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್. ನೀವು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 10,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 12,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನೀವು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ದಟ್ 2,000 ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ಸರಿ ಸರ್.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 15,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 10,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 10,000 ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಈ 2,000, 12,000 15,000ದಿಂದ ಕಳೆದು ಇನ್ನು 3,000 ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇರತ್ತೆ ಒಂದಷ್ಟನ್ನ. ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಏನೇನೋ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಗಳು ಕೊಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ನಂಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬರ್ದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಿಂಗಳು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ತಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ರಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ರು. ಓನ್ಲಿ ನವೆಂಬರ್ ಮಂತ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಬೇರ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೀ.
ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್.
ಓಕೆ,
ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಈವನ್ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಕಾಲ್ ಯು, ಈವನ್ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಯು ಗೈಸ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಬಾದರ್. ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಂತ್ ನಾನು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ you guys are to some extent very positive and very interactive also. Aita, I like the students, I meant to say I like the people who interacts. See, even when the GST came for the first time, even many people had the exceptional silly doubts. It happens because this is the new subject for you guys. At least we have studied something, we know. For you guys it is new one. The doubt bound to come. Don't bother. It is silly, simple, or extraordinary doubt. Please ask me. If I know, I will tell you. If I do not know, I will come back to you after referring some materials. Okay.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಕಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಸರ್. ಬಿಕಾಮ್ ಯಾವ್ದಂದ್ರೆ
B.Com ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ರೀ.
ಸಿಕ್ಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಮಂಗಳೂರಾ?
ಹ್ಮ್.
ಮಂಗಳೂರಾದ್ರೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮಂಗಳೂರಾದ್ರೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನೇ ಕೈ ಮುಗಿದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬೇರೆ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಯಾರು ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸಿ 1 second. Chetna, you there?
Yes, sir.
Chetna, you have recently completed degree, I believe.
No, sir. Direct this subjects like CA, CS.
CA ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು GST ಓದಿದ್ರಾ?
Yeah, once before this.
Okay. I request if someone gets doubt, okay, if they put in group or if they ask you directly in my absence, I am giving you the responsibility. Just please clear whatever you know.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, this one, second one, you see, for an invoice dated, date of invoice is what? 31st July 20. The same percentage to the previous year, 2021. Within which date they have to claim the ITC if they have forgotten to take the ITC on this date? That is 20th October 21, or when they have actually filed the annual return. Earlier of these two. In this case, they have filed the annual return on this date. Earlier of these two date becomes this 12th August. 12th August is the last date on which you have to claim the ITC pertaining to this period. case, this case, they are given the question. Understood?
Sir, 180 days ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್.
180 days ಇದ್ರೆ ತಗೋಬಹುದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಅದನ್ನೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಮೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. 12th May is also date of invoice. Date of invoice is also 12th May. Okay. 180 days ಒಳಗಡೆ ನೀವು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮೀ 180 days from the date of invoice. That means 180 daysಗೆ 12th May ತೆಗೆದುಬಿಡಿ, 13th May ತೆಗಿರಿ. 13th May ಇಂದ 180 days ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಅದೇ ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ 13 ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ನೀವು ಹಂಗೆ ಮಂತ್ ಹಂಗೆ ತಗೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ.
ಓ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಒನ್ ಡೇ.
One 180 days you calculate and let me know. ನೋಡಿ, May 31st ಅಲ್ವಾ? 31st minus 12 is how much?
19
sir.
May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Just I am taking 19,
Okay,
19, 20. June 30, July 31, August 31, September 30. I'm just 141 ಆಯ್ತು. 141 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದೆಷ್ಟು? October 31, November 8. November 8 ವರೆಗೆ ನೀವು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 9th November you have to reverse whatever the input you have paid. ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಏನನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಈ ಏನ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರ ಅದನ್ನ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿಗೆ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆಡ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಆಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೇಡ್ ದಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಅದು. ಓಕೆ
Sir, for example, as you said, 15 minus 12, 3,000 ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ.
ಹಾ 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 ಹಾ
ಸೊ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3,000
No, 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 no.
ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ITC ಆಫ್ rupees 24,000 ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. On this day 12th May 24,000 you have taken the ITC. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If you do not make the payment of value 1 lakh plus 24,000, 1 lakh 24 within November 8th, on or before November 8th, if you do not make the payment. Why? Because November 8th falls 180 days. If you do not make the payment to the supplier 1,24,000 on or before November 8th, on 9th November, you have to add this 24,000 as you are making the supply. You are making the sales ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದನ್ನ ಔಟ್ವರ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ಗೆ. For the month of November, whatever the sales you have made, assume that you have made the sales of 10 crores on which you have collected the GST of 3,50,000. For the month of November, you have made the supply of 10 crores, assume the value. On that GST, you have collected 3,50,000. For this 3,50,000, you have to add back this also, along with the interest, into 18% into 6 divided by 12. 2,160 rupees interest also you have to add. Total for the month of November is 3,76,160 is your output liability. Assume that on the month of November ITC 2 lakhs ಇತ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ದು ನವೆಂಬರ್ ಮಂತ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಸ್ ಟು ITC. ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಮಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ನವೆಂಬರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಸ್, ನೋ, ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ITC 2 lakhs. The difference you will have to make the payment. Okay, this is the situation. This one on 10th November, you have made the payment of 1,24,000 to supplier. Okay, on 10th November you have made the payment to the supplier. Either reverse ಮಾಡೋದು this one. Okay, reverse ಮಾಡೋದು output liability 24,000, ITC 24,000. You are reversing. This is debit. You are reversing. You are putting into the output liability. On receipt, on making the payment on 24th November, 10th November, you can claim the ITC 24,000. The same thing. On which date? 10th November. This is 9th November. This is reversal on default. Default 8th November, you did not make the payment till 8th November. On 9th November morning, you have to reverse this. Reverse means what? Add it to output liability. You are reversing this. Reverse. This is the debit. You are reversing it here. This gets cancelled. Output liability get increased. Okay. That increase becomes here. On 10th November, you make the payment of 1,24,000. What is the entry you will make for the payment? 1,24,000. What is the entry you will make what is the entry you make for making the payment of 1,24,000? Are you guys there?
Yes, sir.
Only Nagendra, all others gone. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is the entry you make on making the payment of this 1,24,000, what is the entry you will make on 10th November? Payment entry to the supplier.
Supplier.
Supplier to bank.
Supplier
To bank.
Bank. 124.
1,24,000.
124. Okay. You made the payment. On making the payment on the same day, you will take the reavail the credit. What is the entry? ITC 24,000. ITC receivable account 24,000. Or whatever the entry you have made, the same entry you will make. Here you do supplier because you did not pay, no? Supplier account you will credit here. On payment, the supplier will get 24,000 added to this 1 lakh. 1,24,000 you will make the payment. For this interest account debit to bank account. For this interest, you are not eligible to claim any credit because it is the violation of law. Okay. Take now it is 11:20. Take 10 minutes break. 11:30 come back because I have to explain the another important concept. ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. You may get the question on this also. Okay. If you guys see, I made the table here. I will explain that one. Okay. Understood? You guys want the break or shall I continue? I don't mind continuing. ಯಾಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ? ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್?
ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿ 12 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್. 2 hours ಆಗಲಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್? Unmatched credit capped at 5%. Initially it was 20%. After sometimes they have reduced it to 10%. After some time it has reduced to 5%. For your examination it is now 5%. Currently zero. Currently there is no excess credit you can claim. Okay. What is the concept? There are many things, right? One second. Someone. Hello, I'm extremely sorry. I had to rush to something else. Someone had come. Okay, shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Say, please understand the wordings. Okay, unmatched credit, capped at 5%. Okay, what does it mean? Let me explain you. You make the purchases, right?
Yes, sir.
Purchase. Okay, in purchases, you have made the purchases from many suppliers. Supplier 1, 2, 3, 15, 34, 25, like that. Supplier's name.
Okay.
You are making these purchases from these suppliers. Okay. Assume you have made made the GST payment of 12,000 here, 2,000 here, 4,000 here. Sorry,
400.
4,000 here, 34,000 here, 25,000 here, and 45,000 here. Okay. In GST, there is a concept. Okay. What is that concept? Whatever the purchases you have made, you cannot claim the entire purchases on which you have made the payment of tax as your input tax credit. Okay. What happens? What happens if when you have made the purchases of these things? When you have made the purchases of these things, your total credit comes to 1,22,000. You cannot claim 1,22,000 as your credit, though you have made the entry in your books rightfully by satisfying all the 4 conditions: DRP, document, receipt, return, payment. You satisfy all those conditions, you are not supposed to claim the entire one. Sometimes what happens, the actual practical what happens, from whomever you have purchased, these suppliers has to upload the invoices. Listen carefully. Has to upload the invoices for the month in the GST portal. Are you guys understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This supplier, he has uploaded all 12,000 rupees worth of invoices. He has also uploaded 2,000. This fellow, lazy fellow, has uploaded only 1,000 of invoices. 3,000 he has left. He did not upload it. Here he has uploaded 30,000. He did not upload anything. Here he uploaded only 25,000. How much invoices has been uploaded in the portal? To the extent of 72,000. How much you are eligible to claim the credit?
1,22,000.
1,22,000 you were legally eligible. But in the portal, it is reflecting only 72. Okay. Now, the question comes, can I take entire 1,22,000 for which I have rightfully complied all the conditions? Or I should restrict my credit only to 72,000 and whatever the difference. How much is the difference? 50,000. Shall I forego? The situation came like this. What the finance minister has done previously, I am not talking about today's scenario. Previously, for your examination, they have told you can claim whatever reflected in the portal plus maximum 5% of whatever it is reflecting in the portal amount. 5% of that amount which is reflecting, along with the whatever the amount it is reflecting in the portal. That means for this
3,100.
for this amount you can add 5%, 3,600 you can claim, total 72,000 plus
75,600.
75,600 you can claim the ITC as ITC for this particular month. This is for the month, okay? Month of August, I take just. This is August month upload by the suppliers. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is what they have given here. Okay. Earlier it was 20%, later it reduced to 10%, later again reduced to 5%, now 0. 0 means what? Whatever it is reflecting, you have to claim that much only. You cannot claim the entire one. 72,000 is reflecting, 72,000 is you have to claim. What is the unmatched one? Unmatched, I mean to say, which is not uploaded here. Here 3,000 worth of invoices not uploaded. Here 4,000. Here 23,000. Here 20,000. If you calculate, the total comes to 50,000. It has not been uploaded. Assume they will upload in the month of December. 2,000 they will upload in the month of December. Here they will upload in the month of December 4,000. 23,000 they will upload. Here 12,000 they will upload. You can claim in the month of December this much. Again there will be a balance of 1,000 here, 2,000 here, 8,000 here. If they upload in the month of Jan, you can claim in that month. Like that it will be keep going on.
ಸರ್ ಈ ತರ ಎವ್ರಿ ಮಂತ್ 5% ಅನ್ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎನಿ ವಿಚ್ ವೇಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಓವರ್ ಅ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್.
ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಎಸ್, ಟು ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲಾಸ್.
5% will be a loss.
But when you see from the recipient angle, you are eligible for 1,22,000, but you are given only 75,000. Your amount will be blocked, no, to this difference of these two.
Oh, it's kind of interest then.
ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಇದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟ್ ದಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈಯರ್ ಟು ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಲಿಟ್ಲ್, ನಾಟ್ ಫುಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರೀತ್. ಕತ್ತಮ್ ಕಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಒಂಚೂರು ಬಿಡೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಉಸಿರಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇರೋ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅವಾಗ ಕ್ಲೈಮ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾ, ಇದು ಈಸಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನೌ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ 5% ಈಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಯುಮ್ಯುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಒನ್ ಆರ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂತು. ಸರ್ ಏನ್ ಸರ್ ಇದು 5% ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, 5% ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸುಮ್ಮನಾಗಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಇದಂಗೆ ಡು ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಸ್ 5% ಆರ್ ಡು ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಕ್ಯುಮ್ಯುಲೇಟಿವ್ಲಿ 5% ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, for that I think they given the clarification. We will see. If there is no clarification, I will tell you. Okay, first we will see here rule 36(4). What is the rule I mentioned here? Rule 36(4). Okay, just I will read out the paragraphs, then I will go back to my example. With that example you can easily understand how it works. Okay, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಸಪ್ಲೈಯರ್ದು ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸು, ಇಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸು, ಇಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಇಷ್ಟು, ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಹಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಲೈಮ್ ದಿ ITC ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ನೀವು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಟಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಒನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಟು ನೋ. Okay, has been inserted wide notification this. We don't want the explanation, and it applies to all returns filed after 9th October 2019, that is to September returns as well. This sub-rule states that eligible credits appearing in GSTR 2A, ಎಲಿಜಿಬಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಅಪಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ GSTR 2A ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಅವನು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಓಕೆ, supplier has uploaded the invoices, no, that one they are talking. GSTR 2A will be allowed, and additional unmatched ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಂಗೆ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು 50,000 ಅನ್ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅನ್ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ 50,000 ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು 20% of eligible credit. 20% of eligible credit ಅಂದ್ರೆ this is my eligible credit of this 20%. But in bracket what they have told, now it is 5%. That's why I have taken 5%. Earlier it used to be 20%. Later on they have decreased to 10%. Later on again they have decreased to 5%. Now it is 0%. That means whatever it is reflecting in 2A, you have to claim that much only. You cannot claim more than that. This is the practically, it is highly difficult to reconcile which invoices have been uploaded, which invoices have not been uploaded. Practically time consuming. Okay. Experts explain the concept of trade is not entirely wrong, but equally forceful or argument in support of the government's position in view of the differences in the language of DVAT Act and CGST Act. However, idella bekagilla re. I don't know. See, now they have reduced to 10. Later on, again they are saying it is 5. Okay. Now I will go back to my example. Consider 5%. Okay. First, you need to understand the headings. You guys can read it. Illustration. Okay. In that illustration, what I have given, supplier will upload supply made to you on or before 10th of next month in GSTR 1. In GSTR 1, they will upload whatever they have uploaded. It will reflect you from 11th to 15th as GSTR 2A. Okay, whatever they have uploaded in 1, it will reflect as 2A in your portal, in your login. Okay, from which date? 11th to 15th of next month. Don't bother all these things. Okay, now we are concerned only with the how to arrive at the answer. Inputs procured in the month of March. I am taking the March month. It could be April month, May, June, July, any month. Input procured in the month of March. From X Limited, I have purchased this much. AB firm, I have purchased this much. Anand Enterprises, I have purchased one invoice. In MNO, I have purchased these many inputs. Okay, these are all the invoice numbers, of which I paid the GST of 12,000 against this invoice, this amount. Total 4, I made the purchases from X Limited. I've taken 4 cases, 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. This invoice, he has uploaded this invoice in all the 4 cases. He has uploaded. Okay, I will take case by case. Okay, he has uploaded 12,000 entire invoice, 24,000 he has uploaded, 16,000 he has uploaded, 8,000 also he has uploaded. This is, you have made the GST payment of these invoices to X Limited. Understanding?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion? As of now, no confusion. Okay. Here, all these 3 invoices have been uploaded. Here, the invoices have been uploaded. Here also, all the invoices have been uploaded. When entire credit whatever you have made the payment of GST has been uploaded entirely. Is there any difference will arise?
No.
No. That means how much you are eligible to take
No,
credit,
sir.
whatever they have uploaded, and
No
whatever is the reflect is there is no difference. You can take the entire credit. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. First case, straightforward, simple. Yes. Now the second one comes. Second one. This invoice you have made the payment of, this is the GST payment on procurement. You have made the payment of GST this much. Okay. You have made the GST of 12,000 payment. He has uploaded the entire invoice. He forgot to upload 24,000 invoice here. In the second case. Here he has uploaded 6,000, 8,000 he has uploaded. AB firm has uploaded the first invoice 2004. Don't take it as year. This is the invoice numbers. Okay. 6,000 GST amount he has uploaded. He has forgot to upload 45,000 worth of GST invoice. He has uploaded the 40,000. Anand Enterprises has uploaded. These are the suppliers. They have uploaded the respective invoices, whatever you have purchased from them. Few are missing here. At the end of the month, once they upload, they have uploaded to the extent of 1,55,000. How much you are eligible now to take the credit? You are eligible for 2,30,000. 2,30,000 you are legally eligible, but in the portal it is reflecting only 1,55,000. Can you consider 2,30,000 entire thing, or do I need to consider 1,55,000 plus 5%?
1,55,000 plus 5%.
55,000 plus
55 plus 5%. How much?
$1,62,750.
1,62,000.
750.
What is 80? See. Okay.
Yes,
How
sir.
to calculate this one? You have to take the difference of these two. 2,30,000, 1,55,000. What is the difference? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್? 75,000.
75.
This is unmatched one. What is the maximum cap? 1,55,000 plus 5% into 5%. That is the cap. Whichever is less, you have to claim that one along with this. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು.
Whatever you are eligible, whatever they have uploaded, take the difference of those two. That becomes 75,000. That is one figure. You cannot blindly take 5%, whatever they have uploaded. The next scenario will come. Okay. The difference comes 75,000. Eligible, uploaded. The difference becomes 75,000. But maximum cap 5%. 5% on 1,55,000 comes to 7,750. Of this, least one you have to add to this. What is the least?
775.
750. 155 plus 7750, 1,62,750. You can take ITC for the month of March. Okay. Now, case 3. He has uploaded all the invoices. He has also uploaded all the invoices. He has uploaded the invoices. Here, there is only one invoice is missing of 4,000. Total upload comes to 2,26,000. What is the difference? 2,30,000 minus 2,26,000. How much is the difference?
4,000.
4,000 is
4,000, sir.
4,000 is one figure.
Yes.
5% of 2,26,000 is how much?
11,000.
How much? 11,000?
300.
11,300. You need to compare 4,000 and 11,300. Which is the least one?
4,000.
4,000 you need to add to this 2,26,000. How much it comes?
2,30,000.
2,30,000, the entire thing you can take the credit. Understood? In this way, it works. Next question comes. Sir, he has uploaded only this much. If he do not upload the balance of this much, balance is this much. If he do not upload, then what is the implication? The implication is you guys need to call to that supplier. You have to tell them, you have to beg, folding your hand, please upload. In spite of that, he did not upload. Your credit gone. You cannot claim.
Sir,
Yeah.
people will ask for this GST certificate, no? So, I mean, the sense like the credit certificate.
Yes.
So that will serve the purpose, no, sir? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ
No.
ಈಗ ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು GST ನಾನು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್
ಯಾರು
ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಯಾರು ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ನಾನು ದೀಪಿಕಾ ಸರ್.
ದೀಪಿಕಾ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇದೇನಕ್ಕೆ GST ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳ್ದು. ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ನೋಯಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ.
Yes sir, yes sir. So I mean it happens generally, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರತ್ತೆ ಮಂತ್ ಆನ್ ಮಂತ್.
ಏನ್ ತರ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್?
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಟ್ಸ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು GST ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ಅವರು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಡತ್ತೆ.
ಹೌದು.
ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್, ಆ ತರ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ಅದು ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರದ್ದು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ they will ask you, they will call you, please upload the invoice. You guys need to upload the invoice details. Invoice details means to whom you have made the supply, what is their GST number, how much value, what kind of GST they have paid. I mean to say, is it the IGST you have charged or CGST, SGST you have charged? You need to give the details. If it is B2B, B2B means business to business. If it is B2C, only the consolidated amount you can put it in the portal. Normally B2B invoices you need to upload invoice wise details.
Correct.
If I am purchasing 10 times with different invoice numbers, all those invoices you need to upload. Invoices in the sense not the hard copy. Not the hard copy. Whatever you do the accounting, if you have done the accounting correctly, when you export from the accounting system to the GST portal, it is integrated one. That the entire thing will reflect in the portal with all the necessary details wherever it is required.
I mean, it's basically like prepare online kind of thing, no sir?
Yes, online only.
Okay sir.
Online means integrated one. Offline means manual entry. Okay.
Yes sir.
This is how this unmatched concept. Now you tell me guys, can they ask question on this? Question ಕೇಳಬಹುದಾ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ?
Two types of
ಕೇಳೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ.
ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ಸರ್.
ಕೇಳೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. How much you have to consider now? It is 5%. How the 5% will be calculated? First, take the eligible credit and whatever the reflecting in. Those two difference is the one figure, and whatever is reflecting of that 5% calculate. Whichever is the least one, you have to add with reflecting amount to the reflected amount. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಕಳಿಸು ಇದೀನಿ. Have sent this same file to you guys. Please go through, understand thoroughly. The chances of coming in the examination are more. ITC chapter alli ನೀವು if you see the ITC entire topic, minimum 6 to 10 marks question will come. Okay, because this is the crucial topic chapter. Next, apportionment and block credit. I will not go to rule 42 and 43. I don't think they will ask you the rule 42 and 43. I will directly go to, yeah.
ಸರ್ ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಇವಾಗ 5% ಬಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್
ಹೌದು, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡೋದು 5%.
5% ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಾ?
ನಿಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ 5% ಇರೋದು.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
From this year, that means from 2023 January, it has been made 0%.
ಓಕೆ.
That they will not give. That they will not give.
ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸಲ 5% ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್
5%.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ 0.
0. Okay. See, I will not do rule 42 and 43 because it is not worth doing this one. For 1 marks, even if they ask, I will advise please leave it. Why? Because I have already given this. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೇನೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಲೆ ತಿರುಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಬೇಡಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಯು ಗೈಸ್ ಟು ಮೆಸ್ ಅಪ್ ವಿತ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಒನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಇದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಲೀವಿಂಗ್ 42, rule 42 and rule 43. I have already given this one. If you guys need, go through this, and if you want any clarification on this, I will explain, okay, separately. But I'll advise you guys not to scratch your head on this one, because normally these things will not be given, because it is not worth for giving 1 marks. 1 marks ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು. Okay. Next, I will go to block credit. Block credit means 17.5. 17.5 is the block credit. Where it is, see, 17.5. Okay. This one, okay. This is important. They will give, this is 119 answers. They will give this. There is no calculation part. Block credit means which you are not eligible to claim the ITC. That is called as block. Road block ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? If MG road is blocked, can you go to MG road?
No sir.
What happens if you go?
Diversion?
You cannot go at all. If they build the compound, 2 sides of the road, if they build the compound, you are not allowed for entry into the MG road.
Return back.
Can you go? No. It's the same way. These are all the block. You are not eligible to take the credit at all. You cannot take the credit. You should not take.
Again block ಮಾಡಿ, I mean mute ಮಾಡಿ, sorry.
ನಾಗೇಂದ್ರದಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅದು. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದೀಪಿಕಾನೋ ಇರಬೇಕು.
ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾಗೇಂದ್ರ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಸರ್.
Okay. Now it is 11:52. We come back at 12. We start from this.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Don't log out.
Okay.
No sir.
Okay.
खाली पिज्जा तुमको लेट रेसला खाली तुमको पिज्जा लेट रेसला ଶୁଣିଥିବେ ଏଇଠି ଗୋଟେ ମେନି ଏଇଠି ଗୋଟେ କୁପନ ଅଛି 15 ଜାନୁଆରୀ 2023 ଯାଏଁ ଭ୍ୟାଲିଡ ଅଛି। ମୁଁ ଏବେ ଦେଖିଲି ସରି वी वर लेट फ्री रेगुलर पिज्जा फॉर यू ए फ्री रेगुलर पिज्जा ପାଇଁ ତମକୁ 20 ରିଙ୍ଗିଟ ରାତିରେ ଗୋଟେ କିଣିବାକୁ ପଡିବ। अरे खाली फ्री पी ଶୁଣ फ्री पिज्जा ଟା ତମର ସବୁ 2 ରିଙ୍ଗିଟ ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ ତାଙ୍କେ ଚାର୍ଜ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କେ ତମକୁ କେମିତି ତାଙ୍କେ ଡେଲିଭରି କରିବେ ତାଙ୍କର ବି ତ କଷ୍ଟ ବାହାରିବାର ଅଛି ନା ତାଙ୍କେ ତାଙ୍କର ଫ୍ରି ପିଜ୍ଜା ଟା ତମ କାଲି ଯୋଉ ପିଜ୍ଜା ଟା ତମେ କିଣିଲ 20 ରିଙ୍ଗିଟ ର ତାହେଲେ ତମର ସେ ଗାର୍ଲିକ ବ୍ରେଡ ଟା ଅଛି 7 ରିଙ୍ଗିଟ ପିଜ୍ଜା ଟା ଅଛି 2 ରିଙ୍ଗିଟ ର ମୁଁ ତମ ଇନଭଏସ ଦେଖି ପିଜ୍ଜା ଅଛି 2 ରିଙ୍ଗିଟ ର ଗାର୍ଲିକ ବ୍ରେଡ 7 ରିଙ୍ଗିଟ ର କେମିତି ତାଙ୍କୁ ପଇସା ବାହାରିବ ମତେ କୁହ ତମେ ପଡିଛି ସେଇଟା 2023 ଯାଏଁ ଅଛି ତ କେବେ ହେଲେ ତାକୁ କ୍ଲେମ କରିପାରିବ ଟେନସନ କଣ ହୁଁ 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 ଠିକ ଅଛି କୋ ଏବେ ଫରେନ୍ ଯାଇକି କଣ ନା ମିଳିବ ଯେ ଗୋଲ୍ଡେନ ପିରିୟଡ ବି ତ ନାହିଁ ଚାରିଆଡେ ରିଟ୍ରେଞ୍ଚମେଣ୍ଟ ଚାଲିଛି ଫରେନ୍ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରି କିଏ ଏବେ ଯିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି କି इंडिया इंडिया रे देखु इंडिया रे देखुଛ ମୁଁ ପାର୍ଟି ଚୁପ୍ କରି ବସିଛି ମୁଁ ମୋ ମ୍ୟାନେଜର କୁ ଚୁଁ ଚାଁ ଇଏ କରୁନି କଣ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ରେ ବଡ ବଡ कंपनी इन्फोसिस टीसीएस विप्रो ସବୁ ଏବେ ରିଟ୍ରେଞ୍ଚମେଣ୍ଟ ଚାଲିଛନ୍ତି ହଁ फालतू रीजन ଦେଇକି एम्प्लॉय କାଟୁଛନ୍ତି କାରଣ ତାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ନାହିଁ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ अर्निंग ଆସୁନି ସେଇଟା ପାଇଁ ଆଗ ହାୟରିଂ କରିଦେଇଥିଲେ ଲକଡାଉନ ଏବେ ବାହାରକୁ କଲେ जो कैंपस रिक्रूटमेंट ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଦେଇଥିଲେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଟାଇମ ପିରିୟଡ ଏକ୍ସଟେନସନ ଦେଇକି ସେମାନେ କେତେ ଅଫର ଆସିଲା ସେଇଟା ଛାଡିକି ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଅଫର ମିଳିବ ବୋଲି ବସିଲେ ସେଇଟା ହେଲା ନା ଏଇଟା ହେଲା 2 ବର୍ଷ ହେଲାଣି ବେରୋଜଗାର ବସିଛନ୍ତି ଏଣ୍ଡ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କର ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଇଏମଆଇ ବଢି ଯାଉଛି କମନ ସେନ୍ସ ୟୁଜ କରିବା କଥା ଏବେ କିଏ ଯିବ କୁଆଡେ ମୁଁ ଅପରଚୁନିଟି ମିଳିଲେ ମୋ ଭିତରେ କିଣ୍ଡଲ ଭିତରେ ଯାଇକି ନା କିଣ୍ଡଲ ଛାଡିବି ତ once for once for all ଶୁଣ once for all ଦେଖ ଗୋଟେ कंपनी ରେ ଲାଇଫ ଟାଇମ ଚାକିରି କଲେ କମ ଅପରଚୁନିଟି ମିଳୁଛି ଆରେ ବହୁତ ଅପରଚୁନିଟି ମିଳୁଛି ଖୋଜିଲେ ସବୁ ତରିକା ମିଳିଯିବ କମ ଅପରଚୁନିଟି ମୁଁ ତ କହିଲି जेपी मॉर्गन चेज ଏବେ କିଣ୍ଡଲ ରେ ଇନଭେଷ୍ଟ କରୁଛି ମୁଁ କିଣ୍ଡଲ ରେ ଗୋଟେ ଟିକେ ଅଳ୍ପ ଷ୍ଟକ୍ ନେଇଛି କାହିଁକି ନେକ୍ସଟ ମାର୍ଚ୍ଚ ରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଏବେ ନାଇଁ ନେବି କାହିଁକି 24 ରିଙ୍ଗିଟ ରେ ଖସି ଖସି ପଳେଇ ଆସିଲା ଏବେ କେତେ 8 ରିଙ୍ଗିଟ 8 ଡଲାର ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ ଅଛି ନେକ୍ସଟ ମନ୍ଥ जो ତମ जो ଇଏଟା ଅଛି ତାକୁ ମୁଁ ପକେଇ ଦେଇନଥାଏ ନା ତ ସେ ନେକ୍ସଟ ମାର୍ଚ୍ଚ ରେ ଅପରଚୁନିଟି ହିଟ କରିବ 14 ଡଲାର ତାଙ୍କେ ହିଟ କରିବ ତୁମେ 8 ଡଲାର କିଣିଲ ତମେ 14 ଡଲାର କୁ ପହଞ୍ଚିଲେ ତମ ପ୍ରଫିଟ ହେଲାନି ଲଙ୍ଗ ଟର୍ମ ବେନିଫିଟ ମୁଁ जेपी मॉर्गन चेज ରେ କରିଛି ନା ମୁଁ ଏବେ ତମର ସବୁ ପଇସା ସବୁ ଇଏରେ ଲଗେଇ ଦେଇଛି ନା टाटा स्टील से ये जो ବର୍ଷଟା ଯାକ ଯୋଉ ଯୋଉ ଷ୍ଟକ୍ ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ପ୍ରତି କ୍ୱାର୍ଟରରେ ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ମିଳୁଛି ଭାଇ ତମକୁ ହେଲା ପ୍ରତି 3 ମାସ ଥରେ ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ମିଳୁଛି ମାନେ ବର୍ଷକୁ 4 ଥର ପଇସା ମିଳିଲା ନା ଡିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁଟ କରି ଲଗେଇଛି ତାପରେ ପଇସା ମିଳିବ ଅନ୍ ଏନ୍ ଆଭରେଜ ମୋର ଟ୍ରେଡିଂ ରେ ଲଗେଇଥିଲି ନା ମୁଁ ଏ ବର୍ଷ ଦିୱାଲିରେ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନଥିଲି ମୋର ଟ୍ରେଡିଂ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟାବେଳେ ହଉଛି ଏଇଟା କରୁଛନ୍ତି ବୋଲି ଏ ମୋର ଟ୍ରେଡିଂ ଖାଲି ଘଣ୍ଟାଟେ ପାଇଁ ସେ ଘଣ୍ଟାଟେ ମୁଁ ଇଏ କରିଥିଲି ମସ୍ତ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଷ୍ଟକ୍ ଯାଇ ଲଗେଇଥିଲି ଗ୍ୟାସ୍ ଅଥରିଟି ଅଫ୍ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଲିମିଟେଡ୍ ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ ଅଥରିଟି ସବୁରେ ଲଗେଇଥିଲି ମସ୍ତ ପ୍ରଫିଟ ଆସିଯାଉଛି କିଏ କିଏ ମିକି ଏଣ୍ଡ ଟାଇଗର ନା ହଉ ଝଗଡ଼ା କରନ୍ତୁ କିଛି ନାହିଁ ଝଗଡ଼ା କରନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କର ତାଙ୍କେ ଝଗଡ଼ା କରିବେ ତାଙ୍କର ତାଙ୍କେ ସୁଧରିବେ ଦି ଜଣ ଯାକ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ଲାସ ର ଛାଡିଦିଅ ତାଙ୍କର ସାଙ୍ଗେ ତ ଏବେ ଆଉ ତମ ମୁଣ୍ଡ ଖେଳିବା କଣ ଦରକାର ତାଙ୍କର ସାଙ୍ଗେ ତ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଟାଇମ ମିଳିଲା ତାଙ୍କର ସାଙ୍ଗେ ମାଡ ଲାଗେ ତାଙ୍କର ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗ ହେବେ ତାଙ୍କର ସାଙ୍ଗେ ବୁଲିବେ ଗଲା ଟେନସନ ଖତମ ଗୁଳି ମାର ಅನುಕೂಲ. तो ସେମାନେ ଚାକିରି କରିବେନି। ଆମେ ଝୁନଝୁନୁ ଛାଡିଦେଲେ ବୋଲି ନା ଅଖଣ୍ଡା ଆମେ ଝୁନଝୁନରେ ରହିଥାନ୍ତେ ବୋଲି କହିଲେ ସେ ଯୋଉ ଉପର ସୁପର ମାର୍କେଟ ବାଲା ନଥିଲା ତାର କଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ ଥିଲା ମତେ କହିଲା ନା ତ ବିସିଏ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ ହେଲା ପରେ ଏଲଏଡି କରିବ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ହଁ ହେଲେ ତ ପଢା ଚାଲିଛି ହବନି ତ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ କରି ଆମେ ପଢା ସବୁ ସରୁ ତମେ ମତେ ବେଙ୍ଗଲୋର ପଠେଇଦେଲ ନହେଲେ ମୁଁ ଆଜି ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ମୋର ଆସାମ ରେଲୱେରେ ଥାନ୍ତି ସେଇଟା କୁଆଡେ ଆସୁଛି ତମର ସେଇଟା ସେଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଲ ଜୋନ୍ ନା କୋଉ ଜୋନ୍ ଆସୁଛି ସେଇଟା ତ ଆରାମସେ ଲାଗିଯାଇଥିଲା अरे राजस्थान में मिथिला केते ऊपर वाला बहुत कांटेक्ट थिला बुले बुले काम करथिला तमे जानछो सुनो तमे जानछो तमे सुनो सुनो तमे जानछो पासपोर्ट कोनी आस्थिला पहिले मो पासपोर्ट आस्थिला जो गांधीनगर पुलिस स्टेशन पाखो जानछो की जाई पुलिस रे ये दिसला साइन करथिला मो पासपोर्ट रो कॉन्फिडेंस
Hi. Shall we start? By mistake, I only logged out. I don't know.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Who else has to join? Yeshali Ilvela. Has he left? Who else has joined?
Yes, sir. Hi, sir. Kushal.
Kushala. Yeshilva.
Yes, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ sir.
ಅವ್ರು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಇವರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಸುಮಲತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವರು ಅನುಪಮನ ಸುಮಿತ್ ಇದು ಅನುಪಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾರ್ಥ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ವಾಣಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಶಾಲಿನಿ ಅಂತೂ ಪತ್ತೆನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಚೇತನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಓಕೆ ಶಲ್ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ mark this one as important you will get the question on this block credit if you allow me let me open few
எப்படி बेंगलोर गोरखपुर नॉर्थ बेंगलोर आ जाओ अब 5-7 वर्ष जाओ ग्रोथ भी देखो जम्मी संग ଏବେ ରାମ ଶୁଣ ଏବେ ରାମ और एक सीएस का कंप्लीट है जो तापर सीएस जॉब लग जो तापर पैसा टी आसे 2026 27 बहुत ऑप्शन पैसा टी बने ना जो अब तो मत जणा नहीं इन्वेस्टमेंट से ये मार्केट इन्वेस्टमेंट सब कुछ इन सिंगल दूसरे तो जंप मारी टेक्निकल का ये पॉइंट ये कंप्लीट कर पे कंप्लायंस अरे टेक्निकल बहुत है ग्रुप तो किसी नहीं बेसी सब बड़े डरी डरी मस्ती रे बसिया
ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಿನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಬಹುದು ಸರ್ ನಿಮಗೆ
क्लाइंट रे मस्ती
depends re how you guys will understand I'm not touching the customs part okay in the GST itself, in the GST itself if I count just now we have started the ITC in that ITC now we are in the block credit there is input service distributor okay there is job work there is a special cases there are 4 cases special cases that takes minimum half an hour in those 4 cases maximum half an hour okay after that ITC there is an e-way bill TDS registration returns maybe this much. Okay. If I count one period for all these things, by mid November I may complete, provided you guys learn fast, understand it fast, and I explain in a better way to make you understand fast. It all depends. But my target is from this in this November I will complete. End of November, wherever I stand, I have to close the class.
Yes, sir.
See this 58 question. I will come back to this 58 question. Before I start this one, I will explain that one and I will come back. Okay, shall I start?
Yes, sir.
See, before this one, 17.4 banking company. That 58 question is this one. Banking company or financial institution including a non-banking finance company. That means your
Sir,
bank.
present ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
Have I not presented?
No.
Okay, I logged out. No, that's why. I told you guys don't log out. I logged out. Can't share your screen. Sorry, an error has occurred. Wow. Are you able to see my screen?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Wow. Whom to contact? I'm not able to share my screen.
ಸರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗಿ.
Exit ಆಗಿದ್ದು.
ಅಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ.
ಈಗ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೀಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಾ?
ರೀಜಾಯಿನ್.
ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಎರಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಹೇಗೆ ಸರ್?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಐ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಕಾಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿದ್ಧಾರ್ಥ್ ಇದ್ದಾರಾ? ಎಸ್ ಟು ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ಇನ್. ಓಕೆ,
No plan કરી રાખી છે more job investment but this investment is the dividend of this the dividend is the salary plan for all even ಮತ್ತೆ quarterly the dividend.
I think you guys can see my screen now.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay.
25,000 टाइम बजा प्लान कर
Okay, this one, a banking company or a financial institution including a NBFC. Okay, for them they have the option. What option? They can calculate the ITC in the actual manner how we calculated here. In this way, passing the journal entries and taking whatever the ITC is there, actual manner they can calculate. Otherwise, whatever the ITC they get, of that 50% they can claim as eligible ITC. They have the option. Only banking company, financial institutions and NBFCs have this option. This is what they have given in the question number 58.
जब दरा मिले છે બે નવા ગાડી કે નવા ગાડી તો ફાઇનાન્સિંગ મળશે subscription.
This question June 22 attempt they have given. I don't think in this attempt this will repeat. As per section 17 of CGST Act 2017, for banking companies
Yes, comfort
using
support.
input services, partly for taxable supplies and partly for exempt supplies. Which of the following statement is true? That means the bank will provide the taxable supply also and the exempted supply also. Exempted supply is related to interest, discount. Those things are the exempted supply. Taxable supply means DD charges on which they will collect the GST, other management charges, management fee on which they collect the GST. There are two kinds of supply they make. One is exempted one, another one is the taxable one. Okay. What is the answer? ITC shall be compulsorily restricted to the credit attributable to taxable supplies, including zero rated supply. Compulsorily restricted. It is not compulsorily restricted. Okay. 50% of eligible ITC, either A or B at the option of banking company. None of the above. First one I will read out. ITC shall be compulsorily restricted to credit attributable to taxable supplies, including zero rated supply. Yes. Okay. Answer C, 58. Answer C or B, either of the one. According to me, it is C. Compulsorily restricted. Answer is C.
Depend upon some efforts.
At the option of the
time deadline nahi.
At the option C. Input available only to those goods or services used for business. Exports and supplies to SEZ fall under this category. ITC available on zero rated supply and taxable supply, but on the exempted this one. First one is 50%. They can straight away go to 50%, or they have the option. Actual one, they do the bifurcation for the exempted supply. Whatever the ITC is available, exclude that one. Only for the taxable supply, they can take the ITC like that. That is rule 42. Okay. This is about banking company. 50% or actual calculation, whichever is beneficial to the banking company, they can opt. Only banking company they have the option. For others, there is no option. See, here they have given. Just go through this. Next, block credit. Block credit means what? The credit, whatever credit means what? This one. This one is the credit. Whatever you have made the payment of tax on purchasing of the goods or receiving of the services, whatever the tax you have made the payment, you can claim the credit. I mean to say you can set off at the against the output liability. Whereas in case of block credit, you cannot set off. That means you are not supposed to pass this entry. You have to include this 56,000 as your cost of repairs, not this one. That means it is blocked. What are the items which are blocked on which you have made the tax payment? That is what they are explaining here. Okay. Are you guys understanding?
Yes, sir.
Now I will go one by one. It is the bigger list. I think around 20-24 items are there, and most of the items are overlapping items. Overlapping item in the sense the same thing explained in different way for the different customers. Okay, in that way you can understand. Notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 1 of section 16, that means in section 16 they told the conditions, and subsection 1 of 18 the special category, special circumstances. Whatever they have mentioned there, excluding that one, whatever the input credit shall not be available in respect of the following, namely, first one, A, motor vehicles. Are you guys there? I am not able to.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please.
In section 18, what you told, sir, in section 16, you told the conditions are applicable.
Don't scratch your head for 18. I will come back to that. Okay.
Okay, sir, sure.
Motor vehicles. Motor vehicles means what?
Car,
Cars, buses,
cars, buses, jeeps,
Trucks.
lorry.
Trucks, everything. Okay. Understand in that way.
Yes.
Motor vehicles and other conveyances. Other conveyances means what?
Your public transport like railway.
Other motor vehicles and other conveyances. Other conveyances means relating to the vehicles. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And related services in relation to motor vehicles and conveyances.
Yes.
Related services in the sense it could be insurance, it could be servicing, it could be repairs of these motor vehicles, for which they have made the credit. Whatever you make the payment of the value service component on which the GST, that GST part you are not eligible to claim ITC. That is what they are telling. What are those items which falls under this motor vehicle, other conveyances and related services? For which motor vehicles, for which other conveyances, of which the related services with respect to insurance, servicing and repairs is applicable, is blocked. Okay. See here. Motor vehicles for transportation of persons. Transportation of persons. Which motor vehicles will fall under this?
Buses.
Bus, car.
car,
Bus
jeep,
and car. Okay.
bus and car.
Having approved seating capacity of not more than 13 persons, including driver. That means,
Bus,
1 second.
TT.
What is this? Okay. You have a car here. Don't laugh.
no sir.
Okay. This is the car. Okay. He is the driver. He is the driver. Maximum seating capacity of the car is how much?
Five.
Wait,
Five.
5.
5 or 7.
5 is
Seven.
for hatchback, 7 for SUV. So maximum is 7.
7.
7 plus 1.
8,
Approved seating capacity 7 plus 1. 3, 1 plus driver 1.
Yeah.
Total is how much?
8.
8. Okay. If you are a business person, if you purchase this car means, what is this symbol? Audi car. If you ಚಕ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬರೀತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ.
Audi car. Okay, if you purchase the car
circle,
having the seating capacity, the approved seating capacity of 7 plus 1 including driver, the total seating capacity is 8. You are a company. Assume you are a company or business person. If you purchase the car, will you please tell me honestly, will you use the car for business purpose or will you use it for the personal purpose more? Audi car.
Personal purpose.
Both of them.
Most of the time personal.
Personal.
Okay. For that very reason, if the seating capacity is less than 13 including driver, then whatever the ITC you have paid on purchase of car is blocked. That means you are not eligible to claim any ITC on this.
Sir, it is less than or greater than?
Less
Less
than
than or
13,
equal to.
sorry. 1 second. In that way, no? 1 second. less than or equal to 13%, then whatever the ITC you have paid on the purchase of the car, it is blocked. There are exceptions to this 13. There are three things. One, you are providing the training. Driving school, you are running the driving school. For them, they have to purchase the car to train the people. For them, even though it is less than 13, ITC is eligible. Driving. Second one, this is training. TRA training. Okay. Second one, transportation of goods. Transportation of goods, which is the most famous one in our Karnataka?
VLR.
VRL.
Or L. If they purchase
Vijay.
Maruti Omni, the seating capacity is less than 8. In that case also, they are eligible for credit.
Why, sir?
Because it is in the furtherance of business. Will the VRL use the Maruti Omni for the personal ones? Transportation of goods, especially designs. Like that. Okay. Training, transportation of goods. The third category, further supply. Further supply means what? You will purchase the Maruti car from Maruti Suzuki manufacturer. You will sell the Maruti cars to customers. That is for dealers. That is further supply. For them also, it is allowed. Except these three categories, if anyone buys the motor vehicles, having the seating capacity of less than 13, including driver, ITC is not available. Understood?
Yes, sir.
When the ITC is not available on this condition, the related services of this motor vehicle like insurance, repairs and other services on which you have made the GST payment, that GST payment is also not available. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you repeat the last point?
See, any motor vehicles which is being purchased by training the people, transportation of goods, and any dealer who does this further supply of the same motor vehicles, for them, even though the seating capacity is less than 13, including driver, whatever the ITC they have paid on purchase for these purposes, ITC is available, eligible.
Further
These
supply ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಾ ಸರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್?
further supply ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, Audi car dealer, they purchase the Audi car from the Audi manufacturer, they will sell the same Audi car to the customers. Dealer.
Okay.
Okay, further supply ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ.
Okay.
For these three people, whatever they have paid the ITC on the purchase, they are eligible to claim the credit. Apart from these three, whoever does the purchase of the motor vehicles having the seating capacity of less than 13, the tax paid on the purchase is not eligible for credit. When the credit on purchase is not eligible, related services for this like insurance, repairs, or other servicing. Whatever happens to this is also not eligible. For insurance also, will you pay the GST on the premium?
Yes.
Will you pay the GST on the repairs?
Yes, sir.
Will you pay the GST on any other servicing?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Whatever the GST you have paid on this, when the vehicle itself on which you have paid the GST is ineligible, the related service is also
Ineligible.
related service is also ineligible. Okay. What happened to this? Understood?
Yes, sir.
This is the first one. This is the first one. Say, motor vehicles for transportation of passenger having not more than 13%. Assume that you are a company. 1 second. You are a company. Which company? You are into traveling. Traveling company. Traveling company, which one you know better? Transportation of passengers.
Red bus.
Huh? Red bus. Okay, red bus.
Red bus.
You purchase the vehicle for transportation of passengers. That means you have purchased the bus. The bus capacity is how much? Seating capacity, approved seating capacity. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು, ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು.
48, 50.
ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Is it more than 13 including driver?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
On which whatever the ITC you have paid, it is eligible. You need to understand the logic here. ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ನಂಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಇದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಲಾಜಿಕ್. Can the company purchase the big bus and it will be given to director for home to office, office to home and personal use? The bus.
No, sir.
This is the logic why they have restricted the credit on the cars. Why? Audi car, Porsche car, Mercedes, BMW, those cars are the Porsche cars that can be used by the directors for personal use also.
Cannot be used.
Okay, for that they have restricted the credit. For the buses, there is no restriction. Why? You cannot go to market on bus, no?
Yes, sir.
That is the logic behind restricting. Okay. Not more than 13% including driver, except means for these three it is available. For whom? Further supply of such motor vehicles. Further supply means dealer. Transportation of passengers. That means just now red bus. Any other thing? Imparting training. Imparting training means driving school. For them, whatever the GST paid on purchase of motor vehicles, it is eligible. When for these three it is eligible, related service of that is also eligible. Where there is a restriction, these related services is also restricted. Okay. Second one, AA. Vessels and aircraft. Vessels and aircraft is restricted, except Again, the same thing will come. Further supply, flight, the dealer will purchase the Emirate flight from the Emirate manufacturers. They will sell the Emirates flight to different customers in Dubai. It is eligible. Transportation of passengers, aircraft and vessels. If you are using it for transportation of passengers, Emirates, Qatar, Lufthansa, they use the flights. For them, whatever the GST they have paid on purchase, that is eligible. Importing training on navigating such vehicles, that is training, eligible. Importing training, flying the aircraft is also eligible. That means these three will be same for aircraft and vessels also. Okay. Next, transportation of goods. Transportation of goods, it is fully allowed, eligible. The vessels will be used for transportation of goods, right?
Yes, sir.
Ship, flight,
Yes. Considering
Cargo.
flights.
Cargo flights. It is allowed, fully allowed. Okay. The same thing, services relating to those, general insurance, servicing, repairs. Wherever there is a restriction in the above category, the restriction will apply on the GST part of these services also. When there is no restriction, it is also eligible. Okay, how many items we have seen? I told around 24, 25 items. We have seen 1, 2, 3 for motor vehicle, vessels and aircraft 5, transportation of goods 6, and related services 7. Okay, around 20, 25 items are there. The same thing. Okay, next. B. The following supply of goods or services are both. Following supply of goods or services are both. Food and beverages. Supply means hotel is supplying the food and beverages to the other person. The recipient angle you need to see. If the recipient purchases the food and beverages, outdoor catering service he has taken, health services he has taken, and other services. Okay. Now we will see one by one. Food and beverages, outdoor catering, beauty treatment, health services, cosmetic and plastic surgery, leasing, renting or hiring of motor vehicles, vessels or aircraft referred to in clause A. Above we discussed no that one, or clause AA, aircraft and vessels, except when used for the purpose specified therein, life insurance and health insurance. Okay, for that it is allowed, otherwise it is not allowed. Okay, provided that input tax credit in respect of such goods or services or both shall be available where an inward supply of such goods or services or both is used by a registered person for making an outward taxable supply of the same category of goods or services or both, or as an element of a taxable composite and mixed supply. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. You are running a company. The best example is Siddharth and Deepika. Okay, they both are running the company. For the employees, they order snacks each day. Samosa, chips, coffee, tea, puffs, like that they will order daily. Whatever they order daily, on which the GST is paid, that GST is not eligible. You cannot take the credit of that GST. That comes under food and beverages. Okay, they will not order daily these things. They give the contract, outdoor catering, supply the food to our employees daily basis, lunch and dinner. That outdoor caterer will supply the food. They charge the GST also. On that GST also, the company is not eligible to claim ITC. Duty treatment. The company will hire the green trends for the beauty treatment of the employees on the Deepavali, Dasara and annual functions, on which they make the payment of the services along with the GST. That GST, whatever they make, it is not allowed. Health services. They call the doctor to get the checkup done for all the employees. If the doctor gives the bill of the along with the GST, that services on which the GST is paid is not allowed. Cosmetic and plastic surgery. Okay, you want to look like Deepika Padukone and Katrina Kaif, though we are not like that. Okay, if you want to look like Katrina Kaif and Deepika Padukone, you undergo a plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery and plastic surgery. While going, you will look like XYZ. After plastic surgery and this one, you will look like Katrina Kaif and Deepika Padukone. The doctor charges the GST on the service, whatever he does. On that service, you are not eligible to claim GST. These are all like that. Okay, I am giving the examples. Please remember these examples. Relate these examples in the questions when it comes in the examination. Okay. This one. What is meant by composite supply?
Naturally bundled.
So many items included in one. So
Not so many. When two or more items are
there.
supplied
Supply.
and which is naturally bundled, and one naturally bundled and supplied as a single at a single price. One is the principal supply. In idli, chutney, palya, sambar, which is the principal supply?
Composite or mixed.
Idli. Okay, that is this principal supply. Okay, mixed supply means what? Two or more taxable supply is included in one and charging at the single price. That is called as, which is not naturally bundled. That is called mixed supply. If you are doing that one, composite or mixed supply, and you are availing these services. Example. Have you guys attended the crash course in your institution recently or any time before?
Yes, sir.
Will they supply? Will they provide the lunch?
No, sir.
No.
Not for the crash course.
Okay.
But for
Provide some kind of snacks in the break time or towards the end.
No, for that one-day orientation program they provided. And
have they charged the amount to you for the orientation?
Yes. It was included in our registration package.
Registration fees. Okay, assume that they will conduct one seminar. Okay, they will conduct one seminar. You guys are the chief guests to speak on that seminar, how to prepare for the examination. Okay, for that they will charge 1,000 rupees per head from the others, not from you. Okay, and they will mention that for this 1,000 rupees, you will be given high tea in the morning after the inauguration, lunch, and high tea at the before the close or after the close. They will mention food is also included. What is the main purpose?
Lecturer.
Seminar. Have they included these food along with the seminar?
Yes.
Is it composite supply or mixed supply? By the institute?
Mixed supply.
Why mixed supply?
It is not natural and
naturally
nature.
bundled. Naturally bundled. It is not the naturally bundled. In that case, the seminar is given at a single price, 1,000 rupees. For that 1,000 rupees, the lecture will be also be given. Some material will also be given to you. Along with the material, food is also supplied. That is mix supply. On that mix supply, whatever the food they bring from the outside, on which GST is charged, on that GST, the institution can take the credit.
No, sir, they cannot.
They can take. I am telling you, they can take. Shall be available. Where shall be available? Taxable and composite supply. Mix and composite supply. If that mix and composite supply is taxable, then whatever the food they get for providing the seminar, that they can take the ITC on that food. Otherwise, on food, no ITC. On food, no ITC. If they are providing as a composite and mix supply, if that composite or mix supply is the taxable supply, then ITC on food is also eligible. Okay.
ನಾಗೇಂದ್ರ
ಎಸ್
ಮ್ಯೂಟ್.
ನಾಗೇಂದ್ರ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬೈಯೋದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೈಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತಂಗೆ. Okay. This is the first category. Second one, membership of a club. Normally, the company will take a membership in the name of the directors and their family members in the club. Mahindra Club, Country Club. You guys have seen, no?
Yes, sir.
Whatever the fees they pay, you pay to the club on which they charge the GST, that GST is not eligible. Health and fitness center, gym. Have you guys gone to gym?
Yes.
Have you taken the receipt?
Yes.
Have they imposed the GST? Not known. Okay.
GST will be there, sir.
Yeah, GST. On that GST, you are not eligible to take the credit. Why? It is specifically blocked. Okay. And travel benefits extended to employees on the occasion, such as leave or home travel. You encourage your employees to go for Singapore trip once in 2 years, on which flight charges, on which you make the ticket, on which the flight will charge the GST. That GST amount you are not eligible to set off. Okay. See, all these things are not eligible. Now, the eligibility of these things will come, provided that input tax credit in respect of such goods or services or both shall be available. Shall be available means on these food, outdoor catering, beauty treatment, health treatment, cosmetic and plastic surgery, everything will be available where it is obligatory. Obligatory means government will impose on the company that you have to provide the food and beverages to the employees. As per Factories Act, if the company is having certain number of employees, they have to mandatorily provide the food to the employees. In that case, whatever the GST you make the payment of the GST, that GST amount you can take the credit. If it is obligatory, okay, like that, the government will make the obligatory on the company to take the insurance on the health of the employees. Yes or no? Group insurance will be there, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
On that group insurance, whatever the premium paid by the company on which GST is charged by the insurance company, that GST amount can be taken as credit. Okay. Can the company hire the cabs for the pickup and drops of the employees?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it obligatory or optional?
Optional.
For
Optional.
no, sir, it's
Optional.
there is a rule. If it is like post 9 o'clock, it is mandatory.
I
Yeah,
wanted
obligate.
this. I wanted this. If it is obligatory on the company for the women employees, if they're staying back after certain hours, it is obligatory for the company to drop those women employees safely to their home. If the company hires any cab for which they make the payment, higher charges, they make the payment for which they include the GST. On that GST, the company can take the credit. Don't ask me, sir, if the car is below seating capacity of 13, is then also GST is available? Yes. Why? You are not purchasing the car, you are hiring the car. Why you are hiring? It is mandate by the government to safeguard the interests of the women employees. Then it is not below 13, you should not count. Okay. How many items we saw? There 7, food and beverages 8, outdoor catering 9, beauty 10,
Sir.
health on 11, cosmetic 12, plastic surgery 13, leasing 14, renting 15, and membership 16, health 17, travel benefits 18, composite and mix play 19. I told you, no, list is big. Yes.
Sir, composite mix supply is an exception alva.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದೆ when it is eligible, when they are providing the composite and mix supply as the taxable supply.
So it's an exception to block credit.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Next, works contract services for construction of immovable property. What is that? Works contract services for the construction of immovable property means? Immovable property means what?
Real estate things.
Land and buildings.
Land and building. Okay. Have you guys seen any industry, manufacturing industry, where the big machineries has to be installed?
Yes, sir.
Leave everything. Have you guys seen the petrol bunk at least?
Yes, sir.
How the petrol will be put into your vehicles?
There's a machine
How the
which has got different nozzles where it fills up
where the petrol will be stored in the petrol bunk?
in the ground station and
Underneath the
basic,
In the ground station, sir.
tanks.
Ground station tank.
Is that tank movable or immovable? Without having the major destruction, can you move it?
No.
No.
It becomes immovable then, right? Okay. For that, you hire the engineer, you bring the steel, or you do some technical analysis also, technical expert advices also, and you will build the tank. And can it be kept open?
No.
Sir, it's volatile.
You cannot keep it open. It has to be sealed, airtight, right?
Yes.
For those kind of stuffs, will you give the contract at a single contract price, or you will tell the engineer, you bring labor, I will bring material, he will do the consulting, he will give the advice, like that you will do, or one single contract you will give to one person? Normally,
1 point contract.
one contract you will give. Okay, that contract is called as works contract, where the material and the supply of service both involved, that is called as works contract. Okay, for that works contract, if you are constructing the building, If you are constructing the building for office purpose or own use, on that whatever the GST charged by the engineer is not eligible for credit. If you are given the works contract for the construction of immovable property other than plant and machinery, you are not eligible for ITC. If it is for plant and machinery construction for which you are doing some immovable property constructions, then it is available. I mean to say, is the petrol bunk tank is considered as the plant or is it considered as the building?
Plant.
Why plant?
It's
Why
a
not
It will
product.
be
building?
considered as building because it is storing, not into.
See, we need to understand. Building is what? Where the people can sit and work, or it is used for the installation of some machines,
Exactly.
like
Yes.
having the superstructure, four walls and the superstructure. That means roof. That is called as building. Plant is what? Through which you can generate the revenue. That is called as plant. Now tell me, the petrol tank in the bunk through which you are generating the revenue,
Yes.
or you will use that tank for the sitting purpose,
No, generate revenue.
generate revenue, then it is plant.
Okay, sir.
For that construction, if you are given the works contract, on that works contract whatever the GST you have paid, that will be eligible for credit. If you are constructing the office in the petrol bunk, have you guys seen the office and toilets in the petrol bunk?
Yes, sir.
For which also they have given the contract.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
On that contract, whatever the amount you paid, the contract charges along with the GST, of that GST, you are not eligible for ITC. Simple thing. Okay, sir, I will not give the contract. I will construct on my own. I will bring the material, I will bring the steel, I will construct. On that also, whatever the GST you have paid on the purchase of materials, on that GST is not available. Understood? Okay. Goods or services are both which has been paid under Section 10. That means on the composition scheme, you are not eligible to charge GST. Had I not told this one? On the composition
told.
scheme, you are not allowed to charge GST from the customers. You are not eligible to collect the GST from the customers. Composition scheme. That means composition scheme ITC is blocked. That means if you purchase food on daily basis, when you go to hotel, you will get the bill, right, on which GST they have charged. On that GST, you are not supposed to claim ITC. One thing in the above class, food and beverages is blocked. The other one, they are into composition scheme. They are not supposed to give the tax invoice. Okay. If goods or services are both received by a non-resident taxable person, that I will tell you. When I go to registration chapter, I will tell you this one. Keep this in mind. Non-resident taxable person means any foreigner wants to come to India and do some supplies, on which when he is doing the supply, if he wants to purchase some of the goods or services on which he is bound to pay the GST, whatever the GST he pays on the local purchase, on which he is not eligible for any ITC. Whereas while coming to India, he brings some of the goods on which custom duty has to be paid. On that custom duty, he can take the credit. except on the goods imported by him. That means when he brings any goods to India, that becomes import, on which the customs duty will be paid. On that custom duty, he can claim the credit, not on the local purchase. After he lands, if he purchases anything in India locally, on which if he pays any GST, on that GST, he is not eligible to get the credit. Okay. Goods or services are both used for personal consumption. That means B2C. Will you claim ITC? You guys will claim ITC of whatever you purchase on daily basis.
Yes, sir.
No.
You will claim ITC.
Yes.
No.
Personal purpose.
Hmm.
If you eat dosa idli, will you claim ITC in the
No,
GST
sir.
portal? No.
No.
How can you claim? You are not registered at all and you are doing it for your personal. No. Okay. Any goods lost, stolen, destroyed, written off, or disposed of by way of gift or free samples, on which also you are not eligible for ITC of that portion of that goods. If you have taken 100 liters of some component, 100 kgs of some goods, 100 units. Of that 100 units, 5 units have been lost or someone has stolen. Whatever the ITC you have paid, assume that you have paid the ITC of 10,000 for 100 units. You have purchased 100 units. Okay. GST is 10,000 rupees you have paid. This is GST. You have paid the GST of 10,000 rupees for 100 units. Okay. 10 units lost. You have to proportionately reduce the GST of these 10 units. For 100 units, if it is 10,000, how much for 10 units?
1,000, sir.
1,000 rupees you have to.
1,000.
1,000 rupees you are not eligible to claim ITC. The balance 9,000 on which you can claim the ITC. Okay. One thing, this one. The another thing I explained in schedule 1. Permanent disposal or transfer of business assets on which ITC has been taken. You have taken the ITC on this 100 units. Of this 100 units, you will give 10 units as free to me. Can you claim ITC on the entire 100 units, or you have to exclude this 10,000 units which is given as free? I think I explained one medicine example. Did I explain to you? Okay, you are not supposed to claim ITC on the units on the free samples. Okay, that is what they are telling here. Okay, I think this is all about 17.5 block credit. Buy one, get one free offer, samples and free gifts. It's the same way. Now it is special cases. Okay, now it is 1 o'clock. Come back at 1:15, 15 minutes break. Come back at 1:15. We will continue and we finish off only small thing. 4 items are there. I mean, these four. Okay, we finish off this one. The other part I will take it tomorrow. Okay, these 4 because it is linked to ITC. That is why I have to do it now. Otherwise, I would have done tomorrow. Except these 4, the other things are easy. We will do it now. Okay, now it is 1 o'clock. Please join at 1:15, 15 minutes break. We finish off this one. Then we leave for the day. Tomorrow again we continue with the other remaining parts. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Let's start. Availability of ITC in special cases. There are 4 cases. Okay.
Sir,
One
we are
is,
not presenting.
am I not presenting? I did not.
Sir, it's visible, sir.
It is visible. I did not do anything.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes, it is visible because it is showing blue light here. If you guys see the cursor I am moving now, I mean it is in blue. That means I am presenting. Others are in white. Okay. This section deals with the special cases where you are eligible to take ITC. What are those cases? One is you have newly started the business. You wouldn't have taken the registration. Whom the ITC will be taken? Only the registered person can take the ITC. Once you are not registered, upon achieving some threshold limit, you are bound to get registered. Once you get registered, you are eligible to take the registration. That is the first thing. In that registration, there is a time limit within which you have to apply the registration on becoming liable for registration. If you apply for the registration within the time limit, you are eligible to take the ITC on the date when you become liable. You apply the registration after the time specified. Then you are eligible to take the ITC on the previous day in which the registration certificate is granted. Those two are the registration related cases. The third one, earlier you were in the exemption category. That means you are manufacturing the goods or you are doing the service which are exempted. After some time it becomes taxable. In that case, how to take the ITC? One, the last one, earlier you were in composition scheme. Now you are converted into or you are become the normal scheme. That means up to 1 crore 50 lakhs, you are eligible to, you have the option of doing the business under the composition scheme. Once you achieve 1.5 crores, you have to be in the normal scheme. In that case, how to take the ITC? These are the 4 cases. They call it as special cases. Okay, section 10 means composition, 25(3) registration. This is also registration. Becomes it taxable. That means earlier you were in exempted goods, supply of the goods or services. Now you become the taxable. Now that goods or service becomes the taxable. In these 4 cases, how to take the ITC is the question, which deals with section 18. Okay. Now we are going to talk about this. Okay. Section 18, ITC in special circumstances. First one, new registration. New registration means you have started the business in this year, somewhere in this year, until you achieve certain threshold limit. Please don't ask me what is the threshold limit. Just assume that the threshold limit. Now, as of now, keep it in mind. When we go to the registration chapter, I will tell you the threshold limit. What are the threshold limit is applicable. Until you achieve this threshold limit, you are not expected to get a registration. Okay, I think a few days back I spoke to Miss Deepika. Do you remember Deepika? I did ask you, have you taken the GST registration? You said no. You there? Am I audible? Is Deepika there? Yes, Deepika is also there. Okay. Huh? Why they haven't taken the registration? Since they wouldn't have achieved the threshold limit. For our understanding, assume that 20 lakhs is the threshold limit. Okay. If you do not have the supply up to 20 lakhs, beyond 20 lakhs, you are not expected to get the registration under GST. You have started the business in the month of August. 1st August, you have started the business. August, September, October, these 3 months, your sales only 19 lakhs. On the 1st November, your sales crossed 20 lakhs. On crossing the 20 lakhs, you are eligible to get the registration. Okay. You have to get the registration once you cross the threshold limit. Assume that on 1st November, you crossed the 20 lakhs. Within 30 days, on becoming liable for registration, if you apply for the registration, what I meant, on 1st November, you cross the 20 lakhs limit for getting registered. That means you become the liable for registration. Within 30 days from 1st November, you have to apply for the registration. What is the deadline, the time limit? 30 days from 1st November. When it falls?
1st December.
30 days means 30th November or 1st December. Okay. Within 1st December, if you apply for the registration, then whatever the items which is lying in your godown or the factory on the 1st November, on which you have paid the GST, you can take the ITC of those. What I told, whatever the items lying in your factory, items could be raw material, work in progress, and finished goods, which is lying in your godown or in the factory as on 1st November morning. You can take the ITC paid on those goods. When you have applied for the registration within 30 days on becoming liable for registration. Understood? See, ITC available on only on inputs. Input means what? Input in these cases means inputs of raw material, work in progress, and input contained in finished goods. On the previous day of the happening of any of these events. Any of these events means these 4 events I told now, on those events. Okay. This is the first one. You will not wait for the threshold limit to cross. You voluntarily apply for the registration. In that case, when the registration certificate is granted, on the date, morning on the date, whatever the input lying in your factory or godown, on that you can take the ITC. When in case of in case of voluntary registration, the date when the registration certificate is granted, on the day the inputs lying in your factory on which you have paid the GST. Of that GST, you can take the credit. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See here. Example. New registration. First one. Okay. You have started the business in the financial year 1819 or 1920. You can take it as. I will take it as 1819 only because I have to change many things. 1819 you have started the business. Financial year 1819 you did not cross the 20 lakhs limit. I am taking 20 lakhs for our understanding. There are 3 slabs available, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 3 slabs available. I am taking 20 lakhs, okay, for our understanding. In 1819, you did not cross 20 lakhs. Then the next year comes 1920. In the year 1920, on 2nd May, you have crossed the turnover of 20 lakhs. On 2nd May. Within 30 days, you need to apply for the registration. From 2nd May, what is the 30 days? When it falls 30 days? From 2nd May?
31st May?
1st June.
1st June or 30th? Okay.
31st May or 1st June?
30th May, sir.
31st.
30 days. 30 days.
Okay.
Sir, 2nd May ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 1st June ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
1st June. Okay. If you apply for the registration within 1st June, ನೋಡಿ ನೀವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ವಿತಿನ್ 30 days. Then whatever the input lies on this date, you can take the credit of that input. Okay. Input means what? Raw material, work in progress, input contained in the finished goods.
Yes.
On that, whatever the GST you have paid, you can take the credit of that. ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ತಗೋಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ವೆನ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ದ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ವಿತಿನ್ 30 days ಆನ್ ಕ್ರಾಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಥ್ರೆಶೋಲ್ಡ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಲಯಬಲ್ ಟು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್. This is the first case. In the new registration only, this is the first case. Okay. The registration grants after 30 days. Don't bother. Have you applied within 30 days? Then on becoming liable, on the date, whatever the input is in your godown or factory, on that, whatever the GST you have paid, you can take the ITC. Here I give an explanation. Is Mr. A applied for registration within 30 days of becoming liable for registration in this case? Since they have applied for 25th May within 30 days, yes. Then in this case, Mr. A can take ITC of the inputs as on 2nd May. On this date, morning of this date, whatever the input lying in his factory or godown, he can take the ITC. Input means what? Input means raw material, work in progress, and finished goods. Input contained in finished goods. Okay. This is the first one. Okay. Second one. I will explain the second one, then I will. Voluntary registration or if you do not apply the registration within 30 days on becoming liable for registration. Both one and the same. Voluntary or you fail to apply for the registration within 30 days. Okay, in that case, same example. 1819 you have started the business. 1819 you did not achieve 20 lakhs turnover in our example. Okay. In 1920 on 5th, sorry, once again, 2nd May only, you have crossed the threshold limit of 20 lakhs. Within which days, within how many days you should have applied for the registration? Within 1st June.
Yeah.
But when you have When you have applied for the registration?
5th June.
5th June you have got the applied for the registration. When the registration granted?
10th June.
10th June.
10th June. On this day, on the morning of 10th June, whatever the input lying in your factory or godown, on that you can take the credit. Okay. See, is Mr. A applied for the registration within 30 days of becoming liable for registration? No. Then, in this case, Mr. A can take the ITC on inputs as on 10th June. When this registration granted date will be taken? In case of voluntary registration, or in case on becoming liable for registration within 30 days if you fail to apply for the registration. In that case, on the grant date, you can take the ITC. Now you will laugh. Sir, what difference it makes if I take the registration ITC on the registration granted date or on the date on which I become the liable for registration? Major difference are there. Okay. If you want me to tell, I will tell. Otherwise, sir, this is enough. I will leave it.
Tell, sir.
Better explain the difference, sir. Because there in the case you're telling on 2nd June, on 2nd May where we crossed the threshold, on that
You have to. You can take the ITC on the 2nd June, provided if you apply for the registration within 30 days from 2nd May.
Yes.
If you fail to apply for the registration within 30 days on becoming the liable for registration, then on the grant date you have to take the ITC of inputs contained in on the 10th June morning on the date of grant. Okay. What is the difference there 2nd May and on this 10th June? If you apply within 30 days for the registration, you are eligible to claim ITC on the 2nd day, 2nd May. In this case, from this date, you can, on this day morning, you can claim the ITC on the stocks contained on this morning. From here, 2nd May to 10th June, there is a gap of many days, right?
Yes, sir.
You will make the sales also. You will purchase the goods also during these periods, right?
Yes, sir.
On these goods also, you can take ITC, and on the sales, whatever you make, you can set off the ITC on the output liability.
So
Okay.
from 2nd May to 10th June, whatever the sales or whatever the transaction has been done, on that it can be set off.
Yes, on the inputs, whatever you purchase, the tax paid on that input, you can set off.
Okay, sir.
Okay, in this case, from here to this date.
Yes, sir.
In this case, when you fail to apply for the registration within 30 days, you became liable for, 1 second. Okay. Turnover crossed on 2nd May, but you have applied for the registration on 5th June.
Yes.
That is beyond 30 days.
Correct.
On the 10th June, you granted the registration.
Correct.
From 2nd May to 10th June, there is a gap, right?
Yes, sir.
Number of days.
Yes.
On these days, whatever you make the supply,
We cannot.
you will collect
we cannot
GST.
claim.
You will collect the GST, right?
Yes, sir.
On these, you would have made some purchases also,
Exactly.
on which you would have paid GST also.
Correct.
That GST,
Cannot be
you're
set off.
not eligible to set off against your output tax. That means whatever you have made the supply, see, until and unless registration is granted, you are not supposed to issue the tax invoice also. That means you are not supposed to collect the tax also. Still, whatever the sales happens in between these two, you have to pay GST from your pocket.
Okay.
Only after getting the registration, you are eligible to issue the tax invoice. That means double loss. One is you are paying the tax from your pocket, and whatever the input you purchase on which you pay the tax, you are not eligible to set off also.
Noted.
Now you guys got the difference.
Yes, sir.
What is the benefit of applying for the registration within 30 days?
Yes, sir.
This is the logic.
Got it, sir.
Okay. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
These are the two. Now there is a time limit within which you can take the input tax of the inputs, work in progress, finished goods contained in the stock. 1 year from the date of invoice, you have to take the credit. Within how many days?
1 year
Within
from
1
the
year.
date of invoice.
Okay. That's the
Sir,
reason we have.
previously, this is only when you first register, is it, sir?
No. For these cases, within 1 year from the date of invoice, you have to claim the ITC. Now I will tell you why.
Before we told that next year September or
No.
within 1 year, whichever.
That is different one. Don't link to that one to this. That is different.
What's
one.
the difference, sir?
In these special cases, you are not registered. You become liable for the registration. You voluntarily get registered, or you fail to get the registration within 30 days. I'm talking about these two as of now. Okay. In that case, the time limit for availing the ITC will be within 1 year from the date of invoice. That's the reason why I have taken this. You have started the business in 1819. Okay. You would have purchased many things from here to here in these until you get liable for registration. You would have purchased, no?
Exactly, sir.
You would have purchased here also. 1819 also you would have made the purchases. In 1920 from 1st April to 2nd May you would have made the purchases. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Here 12 months purchases you might have done. Here the one month 2 days purchases you would have done.
Yes, sir.
Right? On which you would have paid the GST also, right?
Yes.
You are not registered means he will not impose the GST. No, he will impose the GST. Why? Because he is the registered one. He has to collect the GST. That means 12 months, another 1 month, 2 days, 13 months, 2 days GST you would have paid here. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
In this case, new registration, on this day, whatever the stock lying in your factory on the 2nd May, whatever the input lying on your factory, you can take the ITC. That means if you have purchased in the month of April here, can you take the ITC on the 2nd May of the invoice, the inputs contained in April 18?
No.
Why? Because within 1 year only you can take the credit. Beyond 1 year, you cannot take the credit. Now, see here. Invoice date 4th April 2018. Okay. Invoice number is this one. GST is this much you have paid. I am talking about the first case.
Yes, sir.
This case.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this case, when you are eligible to take credit,
2nd May.
2nd May.
2nd May.
2nd May. What is the 1 year prior to the 2nd May? What is the date?
1st May.
1st May of Which year?
2018.
1st May of which year?
Okay. 18, 19.
19.
1st May of 18.
18.
1st May 18. Whatever the purchases you made after 1st May, on or after 1st May, only you are eligible to take the credit. Why? Because there is a restriction.
1 year from the date
Within
of
1
invoice.
year from the date of invoice, you have to take the credit.
Exactly, sir.
Okay. Now come to this. When you have purchased the
4th
material,
April.
4th April, is it prior to 1st May 2018 or
No.
after 1st May 2018?
It is prior to 1st May 2018.
That means you are not eligible to claim ITC on this.
Yes, sir.
Why? Because it falls beyond 1 year.
Yes, sir.
May, 8th May, is it after 2nd May or before 2nd May?
After 2nd May.
After 2nd May. All these are after 2nd May. Whatever the GST you have paid, you can claim the ITC of these.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Whereas in this case, when you are eligible to claim ITC, in this case,
June after.
10th June.
Yes.
Okay, 10th June. In this case, 10th June, which are all the amounts you can take the credit?
18,000 and 80,000. 8,000. 18 plus
18,000 and 8,000 only. Why?
Because this falls after 10.
After 10th June.
After 10th June.
You saw here?
Sir, 10 June 2019 ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ year
2019
mention
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ
ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ.
ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. 2018 10th June ವರೆಗಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ದು ಏನ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಇದೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷದ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಲೈಮ್ ದಿ ಎಲಿಜಿಬಲ್.
ಓಕೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು
ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 15,000 ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆದಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್?
ಇಲ್ಲಿ 15th ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ 3 ಆರ್ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್. ವೈ? Because you have granted the registration on the 10th June. Why? Because you failed to get the registration within 30 days on becoming liable to get the registration. You did not apply within 30 days. You became liable for registration on 2nd May, but you applied for the registration on the 5th June, beyond 30 days. Alva?
ಸೊ ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇದೆ 15,000 ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅದೇ ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಅಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ದಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ವಿತಿನ್ 30 days. In this case, you applied the registration on 25th May, that is within 30 days from this date. In that case, whatever the input lying on the 2nd May, you are eligible to take the credit, provided the invoice date should not fall beyond 1 year from this date. ಈ ಡೇಟ್ ಇಂದ ಹಿಂದಿನ 1 ವರ್ಷದವರೆಗಿಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದಿ ITC ಆನ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಸ್. 1 year means which date?
1st of May 2018.
1 year which date? ಒನ್ ಇಯರ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಡೇಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ?
1st May 2018, sir.
1st May 2018. ಈ ದಿನದಿಂದ ಆದ್ಮೇಲಿಂದ one second. From here to here, whatever the materials you have procured, on which whatever the GST you have paid, you can claim the ITC on this date. Beyond 1st May, if any input which is falling which is laying on the 2nd May, on these periods, you are not eligible to claim ITC. Why? Because
It
there
is
is a
beyond 1
restriction.
year's
There
time
is a
period.
restriction in law. You cannot claim the ITC of the invoices beyond 1 year. Hence, in this case,
So the
invoice
comment
date
will
is
be
4th April 18. 4th April 18 is ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇದೆಯೋ ಇದು ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇರೋದು,
beyond, I mean,
ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ
Before.
ಮುಂಚೆ ಇರೋದು
ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ
before
ಮುಂಚೆ
1st May.
ಇರೋದು. Hence, you are not eligible to claim ITC on that in this case,
Yes, sir.
the new registration case. When you have applied the registration within 30 days on becoming liable.
Yes, sir.
In the second case, here, you have taken the voluntary registration or applied the registration after 30 days of becoming liable. You became liable or you took the voluntary registration on 2nd May, or you applied for the registration after 30 days. In that case, the date when the registration is granted, on that date, whatever the input lying on which you have paid the GST, only those GST you can take the ITC. That means
Between 1st April
After 10th
2018
March, sir.
that means
so sir, between 1st April 2018
10th
to
June
2nd May,
2018 ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ from this date
From 10 June
to this date, whatever you have purchased, you can take the ITC. Normally, let me be very frank, normally when you take the voluntary registration or applied the registration after 30 days, you're not supposed to claim the ITC of beyond 1 year also. Why? Because you have defaulted. Only the prospective things you can take the ITC. This 1 year will not applicable for this voluntary registration, or if you apply the registration after 30 days. That means no ITC. This 1 year will not come for the voluntary.
so sir, in the second case, what you're trying to say is like if we are applying after 30 days of becoming eligible for GST and sorry, input tax credit, we are getting on 10th of June the registration. Then on 10th of June, we can only claim. We should not claim
Yes.
for that 1 year.
Yes. On that also, on that same principle, 10th June 2018, till that,
Okay, sir.
10th June 2018.
Sir, you said it's not applicable, right?
Not applicable, but you can take the credit. Normally, it will not be given on the same premise. Okay, same premise means on the same principles. If you take 10th June 2018, whatever the input from here to here, it is lying on this. You can take. See, the thing is you cannot set off. That means from here you become liable. From here to here to here, you have to pay the output. From here, you can take the ITC.
Sir, in exam, can we claim or not, sir? In exam,
You have
can
to
we take-
claim. You have to claim.
So after
In the-
10th of June, so in
in
this
this-
case, how the setup
in this
principle
case-
will work?
In this case, tell me, in this case, tell me, is 10th June 2018 beyond this, from here, from April to June, whatever the invoice falls, you cannot take the ITC. Now, on that principle, you tell me, is 4th April is beyond 10th June or after the 10th June?
Beyond 10th June.
Hence, I am not claiming.
Yes, sir.
May 8th and 10th, is it beyond 10th June or after 10th June?
Beyond.
That's why I am not claiming. June 28th is beyond 10th June or after the 10th June? I am claiming. January 20,
After.
2020, January 31st, is it after 10th June 2018, 2019 or, 2018 or after? After. Hence, I am claiming. Only these two you can claim, not these three. Okay?
Understood, sir.
Okay, I will continue the rest too, because if I start, it may drag. Okay, because it is related to capital goods also. Hence, I will do it these two part. These two means these two. I will do it tomorrow. Okay, I will continue tomorrow. Any doubt in this?
ಸರ್ ಅದೇ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅದೇನಂತದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಏನೋ ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್ ಅದು
ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿ?
ಇದು CND ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್
ಅದನ್ನ ನಾಳೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನೀವು ನಾಳೆ ದಿನ ಯಾಕೆ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಸ್ಕೊತೀರಾ?
ಅಂದ್ರಲ್ಲ
ನಾಳೆ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಈಗ್ಲಿಂದ ನೀವು ಹುಳ ಬಿಟ್ಕೋತೀರಾ? ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ. ನಾಳೆ ಹುಳ ಬಿಡೋದು ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ. Today, whatever you have learnt, at least 50% has gone into your mind.
Yes, sir.
Please revise. Please revise. Otherwise, it will go for a task. Okay? It's very simple. If you learn it logically, it is very simple. It is voluminous. That's why you guys may feel so much. It has volume, many things involved, but very simple. Okay? Okay, we can meet up tomorrow morning, same time, 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
We can finish off entire input tax related topics. Okay, ISD and job worker is there. We can finish off. Okay? Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.